From Los Angeles to the world stage.
LAFC have won. They're going to the Club World Cup.
It's match day 3 of the FIFA Club World Cup. And while the path to the trophy may be closed, black and gold pride is still on the line.
The whistle is blown and Esperance de Tunis hangs on for the 1-0 victory on a penalty save by Bashir Ben Said. LAFC will be eliminated from the Club World Cup after their next match against Flamengo.
LAFC, the pride of Los Angeles, take the pitch one final time on the world stage and face Brazilian powerhouse, Flamengo. Can the black and gold finish strong? Can they leave their mark on this global tournament? We're about to find out. From Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, it's Los Angeles Football Club versus Flamengo. Right now. Now here's the voice of LAFC, Dave Denholm.
Playing for pride tonight in Orlando. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Club World Cup. Dave Denholm with you here on LAFC.com for the final game for LAFC in Group D and the final game for their tournament. LAFC will return to MLS play after this third group stage match against Brazilian giants Flamengo. And a Camping World Stadium will be, well, let's be honest, it'll be very much a home game for Flamengo. The fans are out and about and ready for this one. LAFC come in after 2 straight losses in group play, losing 2-0 to Chelsea in the opening game of this Group D, and then suffering that 1-0 loss to Esperance. You just heard me kind of wrap up that match there in the open. And a tough one late in the match. Denis Bouanga was denied a penalty by the keeper, Bashir Ben Said, as Denis looking to tie it up really in the final seconds of that one. Ben Said made a huge save, keeping Esperance alive into their final match against Chelsea tonight. The winner of that one would go on to the next round. LAFC are not, it's not possible for them to go on to the knockout round. They are done after tonight. Flamengo has wrapped up the group, and they will actually take on Bayern Munich in the first round of the knockout stages. Bayern was upset by Benfica earlier on the day, and Bayern fell to second place in that Group C. So plenty of craziness has already gone on in the Club World Cup. There's no doubt about it. But these two teams want to finish on a very high note, and they are both sending out very, very strong lineups for this match for both sides. Of course, the manager for Flamengo, Felipe Luis, what a start he's had to his managerial career with the Brazilian side. In fact, they got a 2-0 win over Esperance to get things going in the group stage for them here in Group D, and then a massive 3-1 win over Chelsea to guarantee themselves the top spot in this group. So they're playing for pride tonight and just to stay sharp. And boy, have they looked sharp to begin this tournament. And that's no real surprise. Flamengo came in as the hottest team in Serie A in Brazil. In their first 11 matches, just one loss in league play, 7-3-1 for Flamengo with 3 draws from their 11 games. And boy, have they been good, outscoring their opponents 24-4 in that stretch. So everything to play for Flamengo going forward in this tournament. For LAFC, it's been an incredible roller coaster ride. Look, it's not where the black and gold want to be coming into this final match. There's no doubt about that. But you are in the Club World Cup, and you have to finish strong, and you're playing a Brazilian side in a game that counts for the standings of this tournament. You have got to take advantage of your opportunity, not only as a team, but as players. And I'm certain we're going to see a very good performance here tonight from the black and gold. One of the men tasked with making sure LAFC is ready is, of course, manager Steve Cherundolo. We're going to hear from him next here on the pregame show. Coming up, kickoff soon, right here. It's LAFC and Flamengo in the Club World Cup on LAFC.com.
For all things black and gold, tap into LAFC Plus, hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app. ESPN LA is black and gold. Follow LAFC on the quest for trophies all season long. Every match, every pass, every goal.
Oh, Olivier! He drops to his knees and implores the heavens.
The home of LAFC is 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
It's match day 3 for the black and gold in the FIFA Club World Cup. LAFC versus Flamengo from Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Now, back to Dave Denholm.
Welcome back here on LAFC.com. It is the Club World Cup Group D, final day of Group D play, of course. Like in these tournaments, much like the World Cup, the 2 matches in Group D will be going on simultaneously. And obviously, there's not as much going on in the Flamengo LAFC match in terms of who moves forward, but it's everything to play for. Chelsea and Esperance de Tunis. Again, if either team wins that match, they are moving on. Chelsea would need just a draw to advance from the group. Esperance must get the victory in that one to move on. We'll keep an eye on that one as well as the night progresses. But of course, it's LAFC and Flamengo in a game that counts against Brazilian giants, one of the biggest clubs, frankly, in the world. You hear stories about it and reports about how they boast upwards of 50 million fans worldwide. Well, manager Steve Cherundolo of LAFC, in talking to the media, talked about the 200,000 Brazilians living in South Florida.
Yeah, I think it makes the challenge a little more difficult for us. I think the support for Flamengo will be overwhelming, to say the least. And that can have a positive effect on any team. And so for the 3rd time in a row, maybe an away game for us, and in our own country. But as an ex-U.S. national team player, I'm kind of used to that. So with the exception of Columbus or somewhere in the north. But yeah, that does make it a little more interesting, but I think it should make for a great atmosphere too. And we'll have our solutions. We're ready to go. But anytime we can fill up stadiums and feel passion and watch exciting football, it's a win for everyone.
That is manager Steve Cherundolo for LAFC. And he also talked about LAFC's challenge of trying to get results in a tournament like this.
The obvious fact, and I don't have a problem being honest, the payroll of Chelsea is 200 million and ours is 12. In our sports, money makes a difference. But when you were playing, you tried not to think about those things. And I was happy with our performance against Chelsea. I think we had a few chances to score, and we didn't. Chances to tie the game, and we didn't. And that's football. You can lose games, you can win games. But I was quite happy with our performance and the way the players played. The first half against Esperance was okay as well. We had everything under control, and the second half was poor. We accept that, and we lost because of the second half, and I think Esperance was just better on the day, and that's something we have to accept. That's not something that we planned for, and we have one more chance to correct that.
Well, the chance is tonight against Flamengo at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. The 2 teams are racing to come out of the tunnel here as we're just a few minutes away from kickoff. These games have been kicking off roughly right around the top of the hour as advertised. 2 strong lineups. We'll get to those coming up in just a moment. Oh, by the way, Group A and B were wrapped up yesterday. And if you're wondering, Inter Miami nearly won Group A. They stayed undefeated as Palmeiras came back with 2 late goals to get a 2-2 draw to win the group. But that was enough for Inter Miami to advance over Porto and Al Ahly. Inter Miami now has a date with PSG in the next round. PSG and Botafogo got through in Group B. Atletico Madrid and Seattle Sounders of MLS were sent home after the group stage. So here we go. Final match of this group stage for LAFC. Couple of little changes and tweaks to talk about for the lineup when we come back. We'll have the opening kickoff and the lineups for both teams, LAFC and Flamengo, coming up next right here on LAFC.com.
all things black and gold? Tap into LAFC Plus. Hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app. ESPN LA is black and gold. Follow LAFC on the quest for trophies all season long. Every match, every pass, every goal.
Oh, Olivier! He drops to his knees and implores the heavens.
The home of LAFC is 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
From Los Angeles to the world stage.
LAFC have won. They're going to the Club World Cup.
It's match day 3 of the FIFA Club World Cup. And while the path to the trophy may be closed, black and gold pride is still on the line.
The whistle is blown and Esperance de Tunis hangs on for the 1-0 victory on a penalty save by Bashir Ben Said. LAFC will be eliminated from the Club World Cup after their next match against Flamengo.
LAFC, the pride of Los Angeles, take the pitch one final time on the world stage and face Brazilian powerhouse, Flamengo. Can the black and gold finish strong? Can they leave their mark on this global tournament? We're about to find out. From Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida, it's Los Angeles Football Club versus Flamengo. Right now. Now here's the voice of LAFC, Dave Denholm.
And LAFC getting ready to take on Flamengo from Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Certainly going to be, as you heard manager Steve Cherundolo talk about, a decidedly heavy Flamengo crowd for this one. And of course, LAFC just qualifying for this tournament barely a few weeks ago and getting ready for this match against Brazilian giant Flamengo. Two strong lineups, as I've been teasing during this pregame. Let's get right to them. Flamengo, under manager Felipe Luis, sending out goalkeeper Agustin Rossi for the third straight match. Rossi's been very good, 0.50 goals against average, 5 saves in the 2 games for Rossi. He's only allowed 4 goals in 11 Serie A games so far this season for Flamengo, 26 saves in the league. In the back line, it'll be Alexandro playing in the back, formerly of Juventus. He'll be joined up with a former teammate who's now a current teammate, Danilo. Leo Ortiz and Guillermo Varela are the back line for this Flamengo side. Again, that's just so difficult to score against. In the midfield, it'll be Allen and Everton Araujo. Everton Araujo, not to be confused with Everton, who's up in the midfield for this side and is starting tonight. Araujo, the 22-year-old Uruguayan, has yet to make an appearance in this tournament. In the midfield, it will be Everton. Georgian de Arrascaeta, the captain de Arrascaeta, is having quite a season in Serie A in Brazil. 9 appearances, 9 goals and 4 assists for the Uruguayan in those 9 matches. Luis Araujo, if that name's a familiar name to you, well, he spent a few seasons with Atlanta United. He is part of the wing play for Flamengo. And up front, it'll be the number 9, Pedro, the 28-year-old Brazilian. 3 shots in this tournament, 1 shot on goal, but has yet to record a goal in his 2 appearances. He has 1 start in the league. He's got 4 goals and 2 assists in 8 appearances for Flamengo so far this season. For manager Steve Cherundolo, 1 change to the starting 11, and it's kind of a formation shift as well. Hugo Lloris is in goal. No surprise there. Hugo's been spectacular all season long. 3 saves in both games against Chelsea and Esperance each. In the back line, it'll be Ryan Hollingshead, Eddie Segura, Aaron Long, the captain, and Marlon, and Sergi Palencia. Palencia and Hollingshead will spend an awful lot of time in midfield. It's almost like a 3-4-3 with the 3 center backs. Igor Jesus and Mark Delgado round out the midfield with Palencia and Hollingshead. Timothy Tillman will begin on the bench for this one. And up front, still no Nathan Ordaz, out with concussion-like symptoms. It'll be David Martinez beginning on the left. Denis Bouanga in the middle, and Javier Del Rosen will get his first start for LAFC after coming over from Club America on loan. This after he played 30 minutes against LAFC in the play-in game for Las Aguilas, but he will now be in the starting 11 for LAFC as they wrap up their play in this tournament here tonight against Flamengo. Should be a very interesting match, to say the least, between these two teams tonight. as we are just moments away from kickoff for this one. Once again, Flamengo come in winning of the group. They are a perfect 2-0. They'd love to wrap up the group stage, of course, with all 9 points. LAFC looking to avoid the donut in group play after having dropped their first 2 matches in this group. We'll see how this all transpires here coming up in this match. Once again, LAFC actually in the black and gold for the first time this tournament. Flamengo, of course, has the red uniforms normally, those the red stripes with the black. Beautiful kit, no doubt about it, for Flamengo as they get ready to take on LAFC in this one. And we talk about a strong lineup. And Diarra, who's been so good in this tournament, but they're getting a lot of production from a lot of players. Diarra had a goal against Tunis to get things going. That was the first goal of the tournament for Flamengo in their opener. A goal and assist from Luis Araujo in that game against Esperance that helped Flamengo to that 2-0 victory. And then in the game against Chelsea, just contributions everywhere offensively. Danilo scored. Wallace Jan off the bench got a goal there. And just a good production for the entire team, really. The referee for this one is Salman Falahi from Qatar. And it's Juan Gabriel Benitez from Paraguay as the 4th official. The 2 teams breaking their huddles here. Flamengo tonight are in their white uniforms, the white kits. You know them more as the horizontal stripes with the, as I mentioned, the black and red. But they're in white tonight as LAFC are in the black and gold. They're actually switching sides here to get ready for this match. And we will be underway in just a moment for this game. And it should be an outstanding match we're expecting here for this game tonight between these 2 sides. Again, LAFC playing for pride. It's not just a figure of speech. You've got to get out there and get it done. And you want to get a victory to wrap up this tournament as strongly as possible here in this game. LAFC in a bit of a huddle here. Both teams heading to the center stripe. As we're just moments away from this one, the referee bringing the ball down. LAFC will have it in the middle for this match to begin play here. Aaron Long with final words for his teammates. Just about to get going here at Camping World Stadium. Black and gold will go right to left as I watch it. Referee checking with the sideline. We are not underway yet. The whistle goes, and they play it back to Hugo Lloris, and we are underway for the final game in Group D. LAFC sending it down the left wing, looking for Hollingshead in the midfield. It goes by him into the corner here, cleaned up by the Brazilian side. Everton Araujo playing it all the way back to the keeper there, Rossi. He'll send it out to the left side, Alexandro, the left back here, just outside of the 18. Short little ball in the middle there, gets it right back, and we'll play it back to Danilo, the left center back to the keeper there, Rossi at the 6. High pressure from LAFC. Denis Bouanga right in the middle. Coming up to get it there was Everton Araujo. Giveaway there. Hollingshead has it to Delgado. Across there to Sergi Palencia, and he'll play it back into the back line. The 3 center backs here, and Long into the middle. Left center back now, Eddie Segura on the ball. Plays it back to Long. Higher pressure coming from Pedro and the rest of Flamengo here into the offensive half. Played down the line there by Palencia. Too far for Del Rosen, who was tucked more inside, and Palencia kind of gives his hands a clap as a little frustration there. We're a minute into this match. Still no score. Thrown back here to Danilo. Gets it right back from Allen in the middle. Danilo on the ground in the midfield. Pop forward there on the far side. Alexandro will play it back here. Allen. He's got some help with Everton Araujo with him if he wants it, but instead he goes out wide, sneaking forward Alexandro. Short little ball into the channel there to Everton. Quick turn, looking to play it down the line. Here comes Alexandro into the corner here, all the way towards the end line. Tripped up there, gets a piece of the ball. The referee says, no, it's a foul. And down on the play is Alexandro, who was carrying the ball forward there. Igor Jesus gets a piece of him. And by the way, Igor Jesus, our defensive midfielder, actually spent a couple of years with Flamengo, came up through their youth system and played there for a couple of seasons before going off to Portugal and now here with LAFC. So he fouls Alexandro, the first foul of the match. It will be a free kick for the Brazilian side after the foul there, as Alexandro was taken down pretty hard there by Igor Jesus. So he's slow to get up, the referee giving him some time. And now they're going to set up for this free kick on the far side of the pitch, about 7 yards off the sideline and about 5 yards off the end line here. Pedro in the middle. Plenty of options here on a good angle here for Flamengo. What's going to happen here? 2.5 minutes gone in this match. Now the referee comes over. Falahi wants a word with a couple of players here in the middle. Both teams kind of jostling there. Nothing much in it, but he wants to make sure that settles down as soon as possible here. Pedro on that near post kind of giving the referee like, well, what are you talking about here? Ball just about ready to be played in. Right foot in swinger. Here it comes. Lashes it toward the back post. Everybody misses. It was low. Danilo almost got a piece. The rebound follow-up shot by Luis Araujo is high. Oh, near miss there for Flamengo here in the 4th minute as they were crashing in on the free kick, and Hugo Lloris took a stab and couldn't get to it. Then Araujo had a chance from about 7 yards out at a kind of a tough angle there on the near side and just blasted it high. 4th minute, LAFC will play it short back to Lloris. On the restart, he sends it down the wing. Sergi Palencia gets there, and he'll play it back now to Marlon, who's the right center back in this 3 center back line. More of a 3-4-3, but definitely Palencia and Hollingshead back to help out right now defensively as Flamengo keeps pressing. Palencia is only midway through the defensive zone, lays it off to Jesus, gives it right back to retreating Palencia deep in the corner. Hounded there, high pressure from Everton and the like. He tries to flip it forward, does Palencia. It goes out of play there off of Allen last, and it'll be a throw-in for LAFC. Late in the 4th minute here, black and gold off to a rugged start. They throw it in, try to work it through the back line. Again, more high pressure from Flamengo in numbers. They get it out wide to Hollingshead. He goes down the wing looking for David Martinez, who's playing on the left tonight, at least to begin this match. Cutting around the defender Danilo there, still on the ball. And David was fouled. The referee says, let's go. And that was a foul on Varela, the right back there. Referee says you can slow that down, LAFC. Free kick, 5th minute, no score. LAFC and Flamengo. Final day of Group D. Black and gold get on a short restart to Igor Jesus. He plays it across Marlon, settling. Chipping it down the middle, looking for Denis Bouanga. That's chested down there nicely by Danilo. And right to Everton Araujo, who will play it back. The center back there, Varela, on the far wing, now into the middle. Luis Araujo comes back to get it. He sends it across Alexandro, sneaking into the offensive half. Here comes the left back. Plays it out wide to Everton. Everton trying to push it around the defender there on the far side. That's Palencia standing him up, and Sergi wins it away. Nicely done there. Playing it back now to Marlon, who gets mugged by Everton, who was a little bit more embarrassed about losing the football, I think, and he really took it out on Marlon. He's claiming to the referee Marlon dove, but in the 6th minute here, it'll be a black and gold free kick in the corner on the far side of the pitch. Marlon, the right center back, taken down there. Marlon, if you'll recall, played in a Club World Cup final match for Fluminense just a couple of years ago in 2023. And, of course, now with LAFC for the 2nd season. 6th minute, Lloris is going to send everybody along. He puts it right on the edge of the 18 on the far side, about 10 yards off the sideline. He's gathering all his players up around near midfield on the right wing and sends it to Denis Bouanga. A little too far for him, headed back towards midfield. Going to be settled by LAFC on a second touch by Delgado, playing it back to Eddie Segura. Out wide to Hollingshead at midfield. Back into the middle, Delgado. Chipping it towards Jesus, who just one-times it back to the captain, Aaron Long. He's the center back in the 3-man back line. Marlon. Short little ball forward. Delgado one-times it out wide to Palencia, who does the same towards De Rosen, but it's behind him. It's cleaned up there by Flamengo. Getting it back here on the far side. Actually, that's going to be Leo Ortiz playing it to Danilo. Short little ball into the middle. Good turn, Everton Araujo. On the ball, he'll play it out wide. Sneaking forward is Alexandro again. Back to Everton Araujo at midfield. He'll play it back to Ortiz and now to Danilo. Danilo's the right center back here. Into the middle. Coming back to get it again is Araujo. Looking for some help there. Allen trying to find him. Now he finds Everton Araujo. Center circle dribble, but LAC are defending around midfield. Flamengo not really pushing it forward. Everton Araujo laying it off here, Danilo. He's going to send it down the right wing, looking for the run of Varela, but Ryan Hollingshead read it well and lets Lloris come out to get it just outside of the 18. Good long ball there. Denis trying to make the run, and it just skirts away from him long enough that Rossi comes off his line and plays it out wide to Danilo. Back up to Varela, who's already up near midfield, the right back. Couple of dribbles into the offensive zone, gets the ball right back there. Near midfield, here comes Everton. Coming back to help out is Tiarasqueta. Tiarasqueta hasn't really touched much of the ball. Sandro out wide to Everton. And they'll play it all the way back now. Leo Ortiz, the left center back. Ortiz near midfield. 8th minute. Flamengo's been on the ball a lot, but really haven't produced much other than that free kick that kind of a little more scary than it looked. Played all the way back to Ortiz. 10 yards inside the defensive zone. LAFC, again, slow pressure, slow build up here defensively. Pushing up a little bit more. They work it out wide to Varela. Into the middle there, Allen. Quick little turn, but he's nowhere to go forward. He's going to play it all the way back to his keeper. Waiting for it at the penalty spot is Rossi. Gets it out of the box there, Leo Ortiz. Ortiz into the channel. Good ball forward, and De Arrascaeta out wide. Alexandro. He's going to give it right back to the captain, the Uruguayan. Standing over the football just before midfield. Short little pass there to Allen. And now De Arrascaeta takes a few steps forward. Allen still on the ball. We'll just lay it into the run of Ortiz in the center circle. But it's all slow build-up for Flamengo here. Not pushing forward until now. Get it off to Danilo in the channel. Danilo on the ground towards the top of the area. It's knocked away nicely there by LAFC. Picking it up, David Martinez deep. Now he's dribbling through the middle nicely and works it out to Palencia on the far side. That's good work by LAFC. Now they get it back to Marlon, who has to turn and play it all the way back to Lloris at the 6. High pressure here from Flamengo. Forces Lloris to just launch it long towards Denis Bouanga. Battling there with Danilo. Gets around Danilo. Denis still on the ball. 1v2. Needs some help. Gets taken down. Kind of trips. Referee says play on. David Martinez has it just outside of the 18. He'll square it off to Delgado. Palencia is open on the far side and uses him just outside of the 18. Palencia settles it back to Delgado. 30 yards from goal. Squares it off to Jesus. Now to David Martinez in the middle. He's got Denis Bouanga on the left. Instead, dribbling towards the top of the area. Taken off the football and fouled there. Free kick LAFC. Coming back to foul him was the former Atlanta United winger, Luis Araujo, getting back a little too aggressively defensively and grabbed David Martinez from behind. A good start for the young Venezuelan. David is looking sharp here to begin this match, and it's a free kick for LAFC. We're into the 10th minute. Still no score. Black and gold about 22 yards from goal here on this near wing. It's right at the edge of the 18 if you were to extend it out. Here's where David Martinez will set up for this free kick. Augustin Rossi setting up just a couple of men in front of him. He's directing traffic in the middle, too, defensively. But it is going to be Martinez with the left foot. We'll see what he can conjure up here for the black and gold. Can they get their first goal of the tournament? They've had a couple that were called back on offsides. Offside, I should say. It is David still looking, waiting for the referee to give him the opportunity here. He's got Denis Bouanga right in front of him down the left wing. Here it goes, into the middle. Good curling ball, back post is headed away. It's going to be a corner kick as Danilo got there first for Flamengo on a dangerous ball from Martinez here in the 10th minute. Well delivered there by the young Venezuelan. Just over the head of Aaron Long. Danilo in the middle. Snap header out wide. It could have been real trouble for Flamengo, but instead it will be a corner kick first of the match for LAFC here. Good start to this match. 11th minute. Again, a little bit more kind of conservative in the sense that nobody going crazy yet. Played on the ground by Denis Bouanga, top of the area. Delgado settles. Right-footed shot just wide. I think it nicked the post on the far side and went wide. Oh, it had beaten the keeper, Rossi, from 22, and Delgado inches away. It nicked the far post and just went wide. Rossi was beaten by the right-footed curler of Delgado, and it should have been 1-0. So close from Mark Delgado. What an effort there from the LAFC midfielder. The 32-52 involved here at Camping World Stadium. Loving that one. Played short now by Flamengo. Varela all the way back now to Danilo in the corner deep. High pressure from LAFC back to Rossi. And out wide, Alexandro's got a little bit of space. Actually, it's Ortiz now running forward with it. Sandro's in front of him now. Ortiz bypasses into Everton on that far wing. Cutting back with right foot, 40 yards from goal. On the ground, short little ball, De Arrascaeta. In the middle is Araujo. Instead, he flips it out wide here to nobody as Varela had made the long run up. De Arrascaeta gives him the look like in the wince, I'm sorry. And it's out of play easily for a throw-in for LAFC. 12th minute, LAFC the closest to scoring on the Mark Delgado curler from the near side from 24 yards out that nicked the post and went wide. Eddie Segura, the left center back tonight, has played and started in all three of these matches. We'll have the throw-in for LAFC. 12th minute, no score. Segura still looking. Kind of hopping forward. Finally throws it towards midfield. Headed away there by Danilo. Second header needs to be won. Hollingshead gets a foot through it. It's going to be cleaned up there by Everton. Back to Allen, and now to Alexandro is in the center circle. Sending out wide, looking for De Arrascaeta. Sandro still carrying it. Finding Everton on the far side. Now De Arrascaeta in the middle. Everton still on the football with a right-footed dribble. Plays it back. Down the wing there. Allen. Now they find Everton into the middle. Right-footed shot. Luis Araujo hits the post. And it goes wide on the far side. Same thing happens. This one stays in play. But Flamengo inches away from making it 1-0. Now it's Varela on the near side, the right back. Gets some help from Everton Araujo. Plays it back now to Allen. LAFC are now bunkered in a little bit more here as Everton Araujo just 45 yards from goal. Out wide out of Varela. Back now to Danilo, and they'll reset. Wow, what a shot there as it nicked the far side of the post. Actually, it was De Arrascaeta on the ground. Allen, good ball there to De Arrascaeta. Stood up this time and taken off the ball by Marlon back to Palencia. Palencia flipping it forward, looking for the run there of De Rosen. It's going to be knocked out of play there near midfield. The referee says it's off of De Rosen last, and it's going to be a throw-in Flamengo late in the 13th minute. Both teams hitting the post on far-sided curlers from long distance. Could have been 1-1. It's still 0-0. Played short now through the back line here near midfield by Flamengo. Danilo. Short ball. Araujo. Everton Araujo to Luis Araujo. He tries to send it long, looking for the run of Pedro, who had checked up and wanted it on the ground. And he kind of lets his frustration be known there a little bit to Luis Araujo, but they're over it. And it'll be LAFC on the goal kick after the ball went harmlessly out of play. No score early first half, less than a quarter of an hour gone here. LAFC and Flamengo, both teams really starting to get more comfortable and finding opportunities there. So the black and gold back on the ball in the corner. Played down the line by Hollingshead looking for David Martinez. Cut off there by Varela, but it's out of play. Guillermo Varela got there quickly, but he knocks it out of play. It'll be a throw-in for LAFC near midfield. Still no score. They're looking about 15 yards before midfield for Ryan Hollingshead. Nobody really moving much. Now it's looking for Denis. It's headed away by Varela up towards midfield. Delgado puts a left foot through it. Varela heads it back towards midfield. Igor Jesus there battling, and he gets the ball away from Flamengo. And now they're going to say it was a handball there, I believe, on Jesus. So it will be a free kick as the ball deflected off of him. 15th minute, free kick Flamengo. They take it quickly, working through the back. On the ball there, Allen plays it out wide on the far side. Back to Everton Araujo, near the center circle in the offensive half. He'll switch it to the near side. Varela waiting. 35 from goal. Tries to get the return pass here into the corner. De Arrascaeta cutting it back as Varela to the 6. It's knocked away. Corner kick. Flamengo after Mark Delgado got there and kept the Brazilian side from causing too much more problem for the LAFC defense, but it will be a corner kick. First of the match for Flamengo here. Dave Denholm with you on LAFC.com. The final game of the group stage in Group D of this Club World Cup for LAFC. They'll be back to MLS action coming up on June 29th, hosting Vancouver. Let's all welcome them back at BMO Stadium with open arms. Araujo on the near side here. It'll be a left-footed in-swinging corner in front of the Flamengo fans. Sends it in towards the back post, past everybody. Trying to chase it down to the corner there is Everton on the far side. It's going to go out of play near the flag, and it'll be a throw-in for LAFC deep in their own defensive half. But a wasted ball there from Luis Araujo for Flamengo, and LAFC will have the throw-in here. 17th minute now. 16th minute, I beg your pardon. Approaching the 17th. Still no score. LAFC will have to work it out of here as Palencia has the throw. He's kind of gently walking this up the line as you do. Still hasn't thrown it in yet. Now he tries the long throw, 10 yards off the end line. Long throw towards midfield. It's going to be knocked down there by Ortiz. Cleaned up there by Everton Araujo. Back to midfield. Danilo's waiting for it. He's got some help on either side. He'll use Leo Ortiz right near midfield. The left center back dribbles slowly into the offensive zone. Still not a lot of space there for Flamengo. Tries to go down the wing into the channel there. It's too far in front of Everton, and it's going to roll harmlessly all the way Hugo Lloris. 17th minute, Lloris on the football. Not a lot of pressure there. Here they come, and he'll actually throw it out with a good right arm to Palencia, sneaking all the way up near midfield. On the ground with a good ball to De Rosa, and he's double-teamed and immediately taken off the ball. Too easy there. Everton Araujo in the center circle. Plays it back there. Allen puts it on the left foot. He'll go into the far side. Alexandro waiting for it just inside the offensive half. Short little ball to Everton on that left wing. Back to Everton Araujo. Stood up there at midfield, and he'll play it. And now back to Leo Ortiz. 17th minute, still 0-0. Both teams have hit the post here to begin this first half. Played out wide to Varela now. Tries to go into the channel with a good ball forward. De Arrascaeta leading the run here on the far side. Trying to get it back to De Arrascaeta. The cross comes in from Pedro all the way through the 18. Running it down is Everton on the far side of the pitch. Plays it back to Alexandro. Settles on the left foot. Cross into the middle. Aaron Long heads it away from 8 yards out. And all the way across the pitch and out of play for a throw-in. Good defensive work by the black and gold there. 18th minute. Still 0-0. Flamengo and LAFC. Throw in quickly on the far side by Alexandro. He'll throw it into Ortiz. Sets it back to Danilo, who's in the middle of the pitch here, right around the center circle in the offensive zone. Into the channel there, Everton Araujo. Back to Ortiz. Still a long way from goal. Good 15-yard pass forward to Everton, looking for Dave Denholm. Gets it right back to Pedro, looking for the run. Everton with a good ball there. Pedro applauds him, but it was just too far. And Everton frustrated with himself a bit, but that was a good thought. Pedro loved it, but it was just overcooked a bit. And Hugo Lloris cleans it up. Lloris plays it out wide, not a Palencia. Keeps it in front of him along the touchline. Back into the middle of Jesus. Good little turn. Forward pass behind Dilrosun, and it's given away. LAFC really, I hate to say it, but one of the things that's really bitten them in this tournament is some poor passing and really unforced errors. Danilo back in midfield to chase that deflected ball back down. Gets it to Allen, defensive midfielder, through the center circle into the offensive half. Squares it off to Everton Araujo. Kind of playing a bit of a pivot with those two as the 6. Danilo. Now out wide to the right side, Varela waiting for it, 10 yards inside the offensive half. You know he's going to want to get forward. Short little ball here, Araujo. Luis Araujo back to the run, into the corner, Varela towards the end line. Crosses it in towards Pedro. Knocked down top of the area. Everton Araujo shot is blocked. It's cleared away on the block. Ortiz can chase it down here in the 19th minute. Still only 30 yards from goal. Gets it right back from De Arrascaeta. Chipping it in towards the back post. Headed up high by Hollingshead, but not cleared. Still loose. Araujo knocks down a header. LAFC clear it there through Aaron Long's left foot. Chasing it down is Allen, and he'll play it back to midfield to Danilo again. And Flamengo is still in the attack. Everton Araujo in the center circle. Out wide now it's Ortiz, just inside the offensive half. Squares it off to Allen. Allen still looking. Short little ball, Danilo joining the attack. Danilo rushing up towards the 18. LAFC in no real hurry to try to take the ball away. Luis Araujo back to Allen. Squares it off into the center circle, Ortiz. Ortiz walking it up 35 yards from goal, goes open to a wide open Sandro. Puts it on the left foot, cross towards the back post. Headed away there at the 6 by Eddie Segura. Top of the area, David Martinez trying to dig it out, and he does. Segura then finds Denis Bouango, gets taken down. Good move by Denis, right through the legs of the defender. And only about 38 yards from his own goal. Denis slow to get up, holding the left ankle there as he was chopped down on a good move by Bouango here to free up a little time and space for LAFC. Went right through the legs of Danilo and was taken down for his trouble. But it will be a free kick for the black and gold here. Still in the first half, still no score. Good start to this game for both sides, but neither is broken through. Not played at a breakneck pace, I wouldn't say tonight. That's to be sure so far. Played short near midfield to Jesus. Going to send it long down the line, looking for the run of DeRosen, but reading it perfectly was Sandro. And Alexandro's just going to let it run out of play. It's a goal kick for Flamengo here. 21st minute. Still no score. Played short here by Flamengo. Ortiz will just square it off to Danilo. LAFC setting up about 35 yards from Flamengo's goal. Short pass forward. Allen knocks it down to Varela. One touches it towards midfield. De Arrascaeta taken off the ball nicely by Hollingshead, who then gives it away. And now Flamengo will have it back. Allen dribbling through the middle of the park just before midfield. He's got Alexandro out wide, actually using Everton instead. He'll pull it back now. Looking for some help. Plays it back instead to midfield, Everton Araujo. Squares it through the center circle, Danilo. And now out wide to Varela. Looking to go down on the wing, Luis Araujo is covered. He plays it back to Everton Araujo and gets it right back now to Luis. Back to Everton Araujo. He turns and goes all the way back to midfield. Ortiz with a one-timer to Sandro, who's open at midfield on the left wing. But nowhere to go as DeRosen closes him down. He'll play it back to Ortiz. This is great ball movement here. Everton Araujo, center circle. Flamengo are in control. 22nd minute. Allen out wide to Alexandro. Good step up there by Palencia, though. Forcing it back to Everton Araujo. 35 from goal. Outside of the right wing. Varela settling on the right foot. Cross into the middle. Headed away by Segura, but only as far as Everton Araujo. Settling 35 from goal. Top of the area now. Luis Araujo out wide to Varela. Looking for a run here. Gets it right back. Edge of the 18. He's still out wide. Plays it short here to De Arrascaeta. Puts it on the right foot. Good cross into the middle. Looking for Pedro. It's loose. Pedro shot blocked there by Segura on the near post and out of play for a corner kick. Good work by Eddie Segura there to keep this at 0-0. Pedro had gotten free on a good cross from De Arrascaeta as Segura knocked it down. Pedro was the first one there, but Segura with a block, forcing the corner kick. Boy, did Eddie get up quickly there to the near post. Pedro thought he might have had one there, but it's a corner kick now for Flamengo. 23rd minute, almost midway through this first half. Flamengo, it'll be an outswinger with the right foot from De Arrascaeta. the captain, as I mentioned in the pregame, red hot in Serie A. He does have a goal in this tournament as well. 9 goals and 4 assists in his 9 matches in league play. Here comes the outswinger towards the 6, headed away by Aaron Long. Top of the area, Allen trying to chase it down and does. Puts it on the left foot, crosses back into the back post. Nobody there except for Darius Guetta, edge of the 18. Tries another cross in. This one's going to hit the top of the net. As soon as he kicked it, he knew it was out of play and apologizes to his teammates there. So LAFC let off the hook there with some good defense. But Darius Guetta missing that final ball here in the 23rd minute. It'll be a goal kick for the black and gold. Flamengo know they are through as the group winner, no matter what has happened in that other game tonight. That is all to play for, Chelsea and Esperance. The winner of that, if there's a winner in that game, they will go through. That's what Esperance needs. Chelsea just needs a draw to get second place if they were to do that in this group stage. Played up to midfield. Hollingshead will knock it back off the Aaron Long header. Long will now have it and square it off to Marlin. Good bit of support here for LAFC sneaking forward. Good ball out wide to Palencia on the diagonal. Sergi pulling it back to Marlin. And now they've got Flamengo kind of hitting themselves back near midfield. Long back to Marlin on a short little flared diagonal ball. He'll go square it back to Eddie Segura. And now Flamengo will try to step up with Aaron Long on the ball 35 yards from Lloris's goal. Long's going to send it long down the right wing to nobody, and that's just a bad giveaway, frankly. Palencia tried to sneak forward, and Long just absolutely overhit it. And it'll be an easy giveaway to Flamengo approaching the 25th minute here. Fast-moving first half despite it being 0-0. Danilo, not a lot of fouls called in this one. So the game has just been moving along. Danilo still gets it right back from Allen. Squares it off to Leo Ortiz, the left center back, slowly dribbling towards midfield. LAFC retreating a bit, slowly as well. Now they'll come attack the football. Squares it to Everton Araujo. Into the channel here. Good ball to Allen. Dribbling forward now. Darius Guetta near the area. Tries to leave it for Everton. Referee gets in the way of Jairo De Rosen. So Flamengo keeps the ball. Luis Araujo out wide on the near side. Varela settling on the left foot. Now dribbling back a bit. He's 30 yards from goal. He's got Araujo still out wide. Uses him, then continues his run. Luis puts it on the left foot. Plays it back here. Support is Everton Araujo. Squares it off to Allen. Middle of the field, 35 from goal to Alexandro. And he'll play it back now to Ortiz, who's well and truly in the attack. The left center back, he'll square it all the way across Varela. This is good ball movement again from Flamengo. But LAFC are holding well defensively. There's not a lot of space for the Brazilian Giants. They'll play it back to Danilo. Dribbling forward, now into the channel. Allen comes back to get the ball again. Still looking, 45 from goal. And they'll work it back to Danilo. He's got Varela sneaking up on the right. Instead, back into the middle to Everton Araujo. Leaves it off to Luis Araujo, and back here on the right side, Varela right along the touchline. Getting around one defender and just dropping it. Gets it right back from Araujo on the give and go. Early cross in towards Pedro. Knocked down top of the area. Darius Guetta tries the shot. Actually, I think that was... Yeah, it was Alexandro sneaking forward. He kind of tripped at the last moment. Darius Guetta was in the area. Alexandro was the one who tried the eventual shot and just scuffed it wide on the far side. So the left back kind of was sneaking in towards the middle as Pedro dropped it back off towards the 18. And yeah, Alexandro swing and a miss with his number 26 counterpart, De Rosen, in his back pocket defensively. Long ball towards midfield. Palencia went up for the header, but so did Everton, who heads it away with Alexandro right there, and it's out of play for a throw in LAFC. 27th minute now, still no score. Good, crisp first half here, but not a brisk pace in terms of the pace of play. The game's moving along swimmingly because, again, there's not many choppy fouls or any real stoppages, or at least too many. But both teams are very, very kind of deliberate. Played in here to Igor Jesus. Now he's in trouble, dribbling through traffic. It deflects away to David Martinez, who cleans it up nicely back to Eddie Segura. Segura just outside of his 18. Short little ball into the middle to Hollingshead in front of him. Now he has to play it back to Segura. And now Flamengo are on the attack offensively here. Good ball by Delgado back to Segura. LAFC are in control. They're not panicking. To Lloris, who one times it. Marlin, and out wide on the second touch, now to an open Palencia. That's good by LAFC. He's got Del Rosen in front of him near midfield. Thought about going long to Denis, lays it off to Del Rosen, who dribbles through one player, dribbling across the pitch, into the center circle to Delgado. Referee says play on as Del Rosen was swept out as the play moves on. Segura now back to Delgado near midfield. Into the channel, David Martinez in the middle. Back to Jesus in the center circle, and now wider still to Marlin. He's got Palencia open. Diagonal ball, 15-yarder to Palencia along the touchline, right back to Marlin. LAFC now going to try to maintain a little more possession here. Aaron Long to Segura. Short ball there in the middle of the park. Delgado backed along, but then here comes Flamengo with multiple players pushing forward quickly to put pressure. They force it back into Lloris at the 18, who launches it long down this right wing. Denis Bouanga heads it to himself. Near midfield, double team, taking off the ball. Denis knocks it away, but it's going to go all the way back to the keeper, Rossi, who's got plenty of space and time here. 28th minute. Rossi plays it short to the far wing, Alexandro. Short little ball there to Allen. Certainly a warm and humid night in Orlando. No real threat of rain, which is always a question mark in Orlando, at least in the forecast, but you never quite know. Ortiz, 28 minutes gone. Short ball into the center circle. Allen plays it back now to Danilo, the right center back, just before midfield. Squares it off to Ortiz, but here comes LAFC with some pressure. DeRosen. Ortiz works around it out wide. Palencia nearly gets there first. Sandro gets there, but can't quite find the angle to try to find Everton and has to play it back into the middle. Everton Araujo. Good turn by the youngster here. Through the center circle now. Allen and out wider still to Varela. Guillermo Varela back to Allen. Long way from goal. Varela back into the middle. And Allen has it in the center circle again. Now it'll look to the left side. Sandro sneaking forward. He's got Everton out wide along the touchline. Alexandro, 35 from goal, will play it back to Everton Araujo. Center of the park. Short ball forward. Trying the one-timer there was Diarra-Esquete. Gets it right back to Everton Araujo, and then to Pedro, who knocks it down nicely. Alexandro puts it on the left foot. 25 off the end line. He'll play it back to Allen, but everybody creeping in towards the 18 of LAFC's defensive half. Out to Luis Araujo. Thought about the long ball across. Plays it back into the corner to Varela, making a run. He's 10 yards off the end line. Plays it back into support as Araujo. Puts it on the preferred left foot, and he'll actually play it all the way back now. Danilo squares it off to Allen. Again, only about 35 yards from goal. Tries to flip to the back post. Luis Araujo making a run. Lloris spills it after he's hit by his own teammate. Ball still loose in the middle. Pedro tries to shoot. Still loose. Hugo Lloris is down. Shot off the post and cleared by LAFC. How did Flamengo not score? Lloris is down injured. The goal was wide open. LAFC cleared out. The referee would not stop play. Hugo Lloris is down, holding his side. The goal was wide open, and Flamengo hit the crossbar. Oh, my goodness. Here in the 30th minute, Denis Bouanga quickly comes over to argue with the referee. Why didn't you stop play? Referee says no. And now they're calling out the training staff. I think the Flamengo fans are stunned. How did that not go in? I want a replay of that. We're in the 31st minute. I don't know what the referee is now doing. He's walking over to near midfield. I don't know what's going on here. As Hugo Lloris is still down. I believe he's saying now it's a cooling break. So indeed, they are going to take the cooling break. It's right around the 30-minute mark. We're into the 31st minute. Oh, my goodness. Hopefully, most importantly, Hugo Lloris is okay. He went down after coming out for a ball and running into his own defenders, and he was down and out of goal. The goal was wide open, and Flamengo could not take advantage. Somehow this game is still 0-0. And I mean somehow. I am absolutely stymied as to how that ball did not go in. I want to see another replay. They haven't really shown it. I must admit, I had one eye more on Hugo Lloris and making sure he's okay. But you have to kind of focus because the referee wouldn't stop play. And remember, that's at the referee's discretion. So many teams get upset at that. And yes, there are times when you would hope the referee would show some more discretion. Lloris, it appeared to the referee, was not a head injury. Hugo's still sitting down on the ground. I'm getting a replay of it now in my booth here. Got the cross onto the near side. Lloris came out, ran into two defenders, and was just down. Then the ball came back into the middle. Pedro tried a shot that was blocked. He tried another one, and it hit the crossbar and stayed away. And finally, Ryan Hollingshead cleared it out. As I watched that replay, Lloris he wasn't going anywhere after he fell. He just could not. I don't even mean refused to get up. He just couldn't get up. Laying in the 6, but outside of the goal. Two efforts there by Pedro, the number 9. The second one hit the crossbar and was cleared by LAFC. Wow. Cooling break still going on. We're almost towards the end of that. Lloris is up, thankfully, and on his feet. Hopefully he can continue, but that's not really the important thing right now. Most importantly, it's his health. There have been a few posts hit tonight from both sides. Mark Delgado got that thing going earlier when he hit the far-sided post on a curling ball that beat Augustine Rossi. That would have made it 1-0, but Flamengo have had the better of the chances, to be honest, since. They also hit the side post a few minutes after the Delgado blast from Georgian de Ersketa, and now this. Pedro hitting the crossbar with a wide-open goal from 12 yards out. Still 0-0. Looks like Lloris is going to stay in. The two teams coming back from the cooling break here. Late in the 33rd minute at Camping World Stadium. You're listening to this on LAFC.com. Thank you for joining me. Dave Denholm with you for this Club World Cup. If you're wondering, for the game coming up on the 29th against Vancouver, we will be back to our normal broadcast. 710 ESPN, the ESPN LA app, all of that. Back with you for that MLS game. But more importantly, LAFC have work to do here defensively against this in-swinging corner on the far side of the pitch for Flamengo. First, referee wants a word or two with Danilo right along the end or the goal line here in front of Hugo Lloris, who does look to be okay. That's the best news. In-swinger coming in from de Ersketa towards Lloris. He gets a touch on it. Flows all the way through to the back post. Cleaning it up here is Denis Bouanga dribbling it out. Denis needs some help. Stops midway through his defensive half. Squares it off there to Delgado, who plays it back now. Hollingshead to Segura. Good job by LAFC defensively. Back to Aaron Long. Still 0-0. Long out wide to Marlon. Oh, he's got a good ball here down the wing. Sneaking up brilliantly with Sergi Palencia. Waiting for the run in the middle. De Rosen. Palencia tries the cross. It's blocked too easily there by Ortiz. Palencia chases it down. Plays it back to Jesus, who gets double-teamed and taken off the football there. Once again, LAFC just cannot maintain enough possession. And to be honest, Flamengo doing a good job defensively, but they're not pressing the ball with reckless abandon either. LAFC just need to be a little sharper. Although now Flamengo gives it away on a good touch from Delgado at midfield to steal it. Into the middle, De Rosen, back to Jesus, who one times into Marlon, and now to Delgado on the right wing, out wide to Palencia, 10 yards inside the offensive half. Plays it back to midfield, Delgado. Further back to Marlon, and now he squares it off to Aaron Long, the captain, now to Segura, the left center back. Down the wing here, Hollingshead tries the one-timer to Denis Bouanga. He's onside in the middle. Lays it off to David Martinez. David attacking the 18 on the left wing. David puts it on the left foot, crosses it in all the way through. Palencia waiting for it on the far side. Palencia back to the top. Denis settles at the 18, puts it on the left foot, tries to take it in. Eddie Segura's shot blocked in the middle there by Flamengo and out wide on the near side. Denis got taken off the ball and deflected to Segura, who got a good shot away, but that was blocked. David Martinez cleans it up back into the middle. Delgado. Now Jesus lays it off to Marlon and out wide to Palencia. Got Del Rosen in front of him. Palencia 30 off the end line. Plays it back here. Delgado. Now all the way back to Aaron Long, who's only 40 yards from goal. Maybe a little further out. Into the channel. Segura to David Martinez. Double teamed. He'll play it back to Eddie. And now Flamengo will march up here on orders to try to steal the ball away near midfield. But LAFC handle it brilliantly. They play it out wide to an open Palencia on the right wing. Into the channel. Del Rosen. Back to Palencia. 30 off the end line. He'll pull it back now to his right foot. Sergi back to Delgado and right back to Palencia. They're just playing one touch there. He plays it back to Marlon. And now to Aaron Long near midfield. This is better possession for LAFC. Flamengo look comfortable defensively, but the black and gold are playing well here. Jesus to Marlon. Out wide. Into the channel. Good ball to De Rosen. Sneaking forward. De Rosen into the area. Trying to put it on his left foot. Double team. Tries to early cross. It's deflected away for a corner kick. Getting there on the final touch was Allen, but a good job by De Rosen, who gives the thumbs up to Marlon on a splitting pass there. About a 20-yard ball on the ground right through the channel there. And LAFC earned the corner kick. 37th minute. That was good from LAFC. And the black and gold will have a dangerous opportunity here to try to get on the board. They're looking for their first goal in this tournament. More importantly, they're looking to take the lead here in this match. So LAFC walking into the corner here. It'll be an outswinging right foot on the far side of the pitch from Denis Bouanga. Denis settling his troops, directing traffic, puts the right arm up, drops the right arm and approaches the ball. Here it comes. He plays it short instead to De Rosen, 10 yards off the end line. Back top of the area now. Delgado settles, flipping it towards the run of Denis. Knocked away by Rossi, still loose in the middle. Knocked down header and it's Marlon with the header to goal. LAFC have scored. The defender Marlon in the header as the ball wasn't cleared and the flag comes up. No goal, offside. Oh, that's frustrating again for LAFC. It's the third goal called back on offside. Now this play was a mad scramble. So this game could have been put on its head. Let's see what happened here. And yeah, the initial ball in, knocked away by Rossi. A couple of players were offside, but that second ball wasn't. Flag came up really late. But I don't know if that's really LAFC even playing that ball. We'll see how much they give a look at this on VAR, because the players who were offside for LAFC did not even move to the ball. I think that's what Steve Cherundolo is telling his staff. No, they're going to say offside. So the call holds up, the late flag. The referee on the far side and the VAR upholds it, but none of the LAFC players made an initial play on the ball, it didn't look like. But in any event, free kick now taken after the offside. Rossi gets it back from his defenders, tries to play it up the middle. Allen has taken off the ball. Good header there by LAFC's Igor Jesus. They win it back to Segura. Back in the offensive zone, David Martinez chopped down from behind by Danilo, and the foul is called. So it'll be a free kick for LAFC. Good work by David Martinez holding the ball up. He's done a good job tonight. I like what I've seen out of the youngster, David Martinez. Danilo, of course, formerly of Juventus. He and Alexandro in the starting lineup in the back line tonight for Flamengo here. So it'll free kick LAFC, 39th minute. Boy, how close are LAFC going to come to goal after goal after goal, only to be called offside each time? I think the fourth official chatting a little bit with Steve Cherundolo about that one. So this is a free kick, some 40 yards from goal. Denis Bouanga's over it. It's on the left side of midfield. He's got David Martinez down the left wing, but there's a defender there. Plenty of options in the middle for Denis. Approaching the ball with the right foot, chipping it towards the back post. Good run here. Hollingshead can't quite get there at the last moment. Everton Araujo, the youngster, did a great job of kind of running in front of Hollingshead before he could reach the ball towards the end line, and it goes out harmlessly for a goal kick taken quickly there up to Araujo. Everton Araujo turning and going out wide to Alexandro, dribbling slowly. LAFC will meet them about 15 yards before midfield. Play back now to Allen, the defensive midfielder. Now he's dribbling up down that left wing, looking for the run of Everton. Instead, he's got Alexandro wide. Finally uses him in the offensive half. Alexandro nowhere to go. He'll play it all the way back now to Ortiz. The left center back squares it off to Danilo. Right back to Ortiz on the one touch. Short ball to Allen. Good movement here, but LAFC are in good defensive position. Off to Everton Araujo. Still 0-0, 40th minute. Wide here on the near side, Luis Araujo. Wider still, now to Varela sneaking forward. The right back plays it back to Araujo, and now to Everton Araujo. So the broadcaster's worst nightmare here. You got Everton Araujo, and Luis Araujo all on the same team. Ortiz sneaking up to Allen, right back to Ortiz. 40 yards from goal. They'll play it back. Danilo goes all the way out wide to the far side, or near side rather. Luis Araujo trying to hit the run of Varela. It's knocked away by Hollingshead, but Araujo's the first one there as it deflected all the way back. And Araujo will play it back to midfield. Danilo resets again. Everybody in the offensive zone except for the keeper, Rossi. Allen. Wide looking forward on the far side, but he goes back to Ortiz. Gets it right back in the channel. Allen, 40 yards from goal. Trying to find a good ball on the far side to Diaz. Gets a sneaking forward. Now Everton battling with LAFC, and he fouls Marlon. And a free kick for the black and gold as Everton got a little aggressive on that left wing. 41st minute, still 0-0. LAFC with a free kick here as they're going to be slow to take this one. Lloris will put it down and tell everybody to go to a little bit longer here. They're playing another replay in the booth here of the offside. They're going to say Ryan Hollingshead actually made a play for the ball. He was the one offside. Marlon was right there with him, but Marlon and a couple other players did not make a move for that ball, and indeed, Hollingshead did. My mistake. I was looking into the middle there where the two defenders for LAFC kind of stood pat, but Hollingshead made a move just a bit early. Can't really fault him for it. Ball played forward by Lloris. Knocked down. Cleaning it up is Luis Araujo. Back out wide to Everton. Into the offensive half. He's got Alexandro making an outside overlapping run. Everton takes the inside space to De Arrasqueta. And out wide now to Alexandro. 10 yards off the end line. Back to De Arrasqueta in support. On the ground in the middle of the field, Everton Araujo tries a shot from 25, and it's always high. It was tipped on the way in, though, and it'll be a corner kick. Everton Araujo puts it on the right foot. Not a guy who you'd think is going to be a major threat there from distance, but it was deflected on the way in and through for a corner kick. Flamengo and LAFC. Maybe the pace slowing down even a little bit further late in this half. They did have the cooling break, though, so we'll have a few minutes added on. 43rd minute, still 0-0, but it's another corner kick now for Flamengo. It's De Arrasqueta. Oh, this wicked right foot for the Uruguayan. He also scored recently in World Cup qualifying. He is just red hot. Really one of the hottest players on the planet. Referee still back in the middle now, arguing with Sergi Palencia and Danilo. And Sergi kind of gave him a little bit of a mock round of applause, I think, as he's having to defend the big center back Danilo. Diarra out-swinging right foot, puts it through it towards the 6, headed away by Aaron Long. Top of the area, though, settled. Shot comes back in, blocked. Everton shot blocked by his own teammate. It deflects all the way out to the far wing. Denis tries to get there first. Everton pushes him down. It goes out of play. And I think it's going to be a throw-in here. Should be a throw-in for LAFC. Down on the play, I don't know if it was Eddie Segura who blocked the shot. Maybe he didn't know a whole lot about it either, but he is slow to get up. Right in the middle of the 18. He's down, and the training staff is already out. He's right around the penalty spot. Oh, boy. Hope he's all right. Actually, was that Marlon who ended up getting hit by it? There was so much traffic as the ball came back in. I couldn't really see who took that one. Yeah. Oh, boy, Marlon. Segura was right there with him. Marlon put his head on it, and then he went right down to the ground. Oh, boy, he's laying down. We hope he's all right. He made an effort to head that one away and paid the price. Hugo Lloris is over there with him, as are a few more teammates huddling around Marlon. As he went, you don't like to see that. Guy makes a header off a wicked shot. He sees it coming, but then goes immediately to the ground. Really on his own. Obviously taking that shot. It didn't knock him off his feet. But just as scary, really, is him going to down to his back, really on his own power, realizing he could be hurt. So hopefully he is okay. He is up on his feet. That's most important. We want him healthy. Again, this game is obviously for pride for LAFC, and they put out a strong lineup, as has Flamengo. They want to stay unbeaten. There is also prize money on the line for these teams. That has to be mentioned. We know about that with this Club World Cup. Every win is worth a couple of $1 million, reportedly. Points are valuable. And look, it's not only pride. If you're LAFC, you want to win, you're going to be bypassing several teams in this competition, even with 3 points. Again, doesn't mean you're moving on. The black and gold are going home after this match, but it still would be great to go home on a winning effort against a very good Flamengo side. This is one of the best teams in the world, bottom line. And Flamengo can still do a lot of damage potentially in this tournament. They're one of the hottest teams. They're one of the deepest teams. We may well see a lot of that coming up in the second half with the kind of subs they can bring into a match. We are into stoppage time here, but they are still checking out Marlon on the pitch. They're not going to rush this. He's getting some eye tests done. And again, he's on his feet, but he has not been moving, and they're not going to rush this. Now Marlon is off the pitch here now, and they'll put the ball back into play as we're safe to do it. Flamengo on the near side. On the ground, or Luis Araujo back to Everton Araujo, about 30 yards from goal. It goes out wide near side. Diarra down the wing, Varela. Diarra takes an inside run. Varela can't find an angle. Good defensive work by LAFC, but he finds Everton Araujo, and back now to Danilo. Right back into the near side, Varela. 22 off the end line. Still looking, slowly building. Everton Araujo back to Danilo, 40 yards from goal, middle of the field. And out wide, Luis Araujo comes back to the ball. Now he's going to take on some dribbling. Araujo, a couple of defenders, edge of the 18, plays it back into the middle. Allen trying to pop it forward, looking for Pedro, headed away by Eddie Segura, foot to the ball by Delgado, and a second ball out wide to David Martinez, who is fouled after holding up the ball nicely there. Oh, David with some good body work there to keep the defender off him. Good sign here. Marlon is back on the pitch. He's jogging back to position, so LAFC are back at 11v11 here. We're into stoppage time. 4 minutes were added on. There'll probably be more. We're about a minute and a half in. Still no score. LAFC and Flamengo from Camping World Stadium, a party going on. The Flamengo fans going nuts. LAFC in the 32-52 as well. But so far, no goals. Sent long down the left wing looking for Hollingshead, who gets a head on it. But it's right to Allen in the middle. Good ball forward there. Cleaning it up nicely. Diarra back now to Leo Ortiz, and he'll find it in the middle to Everton Araujo, and out to the right side here. Sneaking up is Varela again in the offensive half already. Got Luis Araujo running with him. Varela met there by David Martinez defensively. Good job. He has to force it back. Luis Araujo all the way back to midfield now. Danilo, short little ball there. Allen in the middle. Maybe they'll try the left side. Leo Ortiz still looking. He's a long way from goal. We're midway through stoppage time in the first half. Alexandro cutting it back into the middle of the field. Everton Araujo lays it into the run of Danilo. 40 yards from goal. The right center back, I should say, all the way across to Leo Ortiz on the square. Now he'll try the channel. Pedro with a little flip into the middle, looking for the ball from De Arrascaeta, but cleaning it up nicely and clearing it out is Marlon. Not completely cleared as Flamengo back on the ball. Into the corner here on the near side. Varela on the left foot. Looking for spaces. Luis Araujo in the middle. Lays it off to Allen. Good job defensively by LAFC, but they're a bit tucked back here. Allen, final moments of the first half. Forward ball. The turn here by Pedro into the area. Goes down. Ball still loose at the 6. Taken down as Seguro, and the foul is called. Pedro's down, kind of wondering about a penalty. Marlon gives him a little bit of a wry smile and a get up, son. And Pedro, to his credit, doesn't really argue. Good movement here by Flamengo, but good defensive movement by LAFC. Pedro tried to flick it around Aaron Long. Marlon got there, as was Luis Araujo closing down, but he's the one who committed the foul on Eddie Segura coming across to help out defensively. So LAFC have stood resolute with the three center backs here in what is kind of a makeshift 3-4-3, almost a 5-2-3 at times, with Palencia and Hollingshead as the wing backs. But it's still 0-0. Approaching the 4 minutes of stoppage time. We'll see how much he adds on as he checks his watch. Larice Long down the right wing. Palencia gets a header on it, but it's back towards midfield. Ball played into the middle. Luis Araujo holding it up, double-teamed and fouled there. I think De Arrascaeta actually was Everton who went down. Kind of a mix-up with a few players, and now the referee's pulling out a yellow card here. Who's that for? Was that given to Palencia? No, it's actually Igor Jesus who's going to get the yellow card here for the foul at midfield. That was the first foul, apparently, on the play. Referee let play go on. We're past the 4 minutes here. We'll see how much time he adds on even further in stoppage time. Still 0-0. Played short by Flamengo into the channel. Back to midfield. They kind of have to hurry here. Everton Araujo, the referee says, no, that'll be enough right around midfield. Blows the whistle 3 times. The first half is done. The two teams will now go back to their respective locker rooms. And again, neither one of them is going to be too upset. Both teams rattling the post. For Flamengo, it happened a few times in that first half, but neither team could break through. The score at the end of 45 minutes, still 0-0 in this one. And again, a slow walk for both teams back to their respective locker rooms. Flamengo trying to stay perfect in this group. They know they are the top team in the group. At halftime in the other game, if you're wondering, Chelsea has doubled their lead over Esperance de Tunis. It's now 2-0 at the break in that game. If that result holds, Chelsea would be second in the group because, of course, they lost to Flamengo. Even if Flamengo were to lose here tonight to LAFC, both teams would be on 6 points, but Chelsea lost head-to-head. Regardless of goal difference, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. So Chelsea will take second in the group. They cannot win the group, but they are ahead of Esperance de Tunis at the halftime in that game, 2-0. Halftime at our game, 0-0 is the score. We'll be back with the halftime show coming up next right here on the home of the black and gold for the Club World Cup. It's LAFC.com.
For all things black and gold, tap into LAFC Plus, hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app. ESPN LA is black and gold. Follow LAFC on the quest for trophies all season long. Every match, every pass, every goal.
Oh, Olivier! He drops to his knees and implores the heavens.
The home of LAFC is 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
It's halftime of the FIFA Club World Cup.
This is LAFC defender Aaron Long. It's halftime of LAFC.
LAFC versus Flamengo from Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Now, here's the voice of LAFC,
Dave Denholm.
And welcome back. Halftime from Camping World Stadium, where LAFC and Flamengo have played to a 0-0 draw after 45 minutes. Back and forth, nip and tuck. It's been a very interesting first half. Fouls started to add up a bit as the half wore on, but it was a fast-moving first half, despite the fact it was played at a kind of a very peculiar pace on the pitch. Both teams kind of feeling around what was going to go down in that half, and then both teams at times springing forward and causing problems. LAFC without an official shot on goal, but that's a little deceiving. Mark Delgado nearly got the black and gold on the board early with a curling shot that hit the outside of the post that had beaten Augustine Rossi to the far side after LAFC had a set piece. And that nearly made it 1-0. But then Georgian Diarrasqueta, the captain for Flamengo, did the same thing just moments later, beating Hugo Lloris to the far side, hitting the outside of the post. And then later in the half, Lloris went down on a play. He was injured and down in the middle of the six, actually to the far side. The goal was wide open. The referee said, play on. Pedro actually had one shot blocked, had another attempt. It hit the crossbar with a wide open goal. I mean, honestly, it would be tougher for him to do that again than score. And yet, here we are at the break, 0-0. Take a look at the stats for the first half. Possession in heavy favor of the Brazilian side, 67.7%. LAFC at 32.3%. Now, the shots also heavily in favor of Flamengo, 9-2. Just the one shot on goal for Flamengo, forcing a save from Hugo Lloris. But that's really actually, it was a block, I believe, by Eddie Segura anyway. So it's actually no saves by either keeper in a very kind of back and forth kind of see what's going to happen in the first half. We'll see if that kind of opens things up for the second half here. Again, LAFC playing for pride, looking for obviously their first goal of the tournament, first point, first win. Flamengo have wrapped up this Group D, so they're just trying to stay sharp. And boy, Felipe Luis wasn't messing around. What a strong lineup he put out. He's still got plenty of options on the bench, as you might imagine, for really, in my estimation, in my opinion, the best team from Brazil. And that is where, when they left Serie A and the play going on to come to this tournament, they were in the lead in Serie A. They're still in the lead in Serie A. A plus 20 goal difference so far this season from Flamengo coming into this tournament. They have been incredible, no doubt, looking to stay perfect for the group. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff coming up next right here on LAFC.com.
For all things black and gold, tap into LAFC Plus, hosted by Dave Denholm and Mario Ruiz.
This is LAFC Plus. He's Mario Ruiz. I'm Dave Denholm.
React to the latest match. Get ready for the upcoming game. Get exclusive interviews. Plus, a look around the rest of the MLS.
This is what LA is about. Not just being in the big games, but also winning.
New episodes of LAFC Plus drop weekly. Available everywhere you get your podcasts and on the ESPN LA app. ESPN LA is black and gold. Follow LAFC on the quest for trophies all season long. Every match, every pass, every goal.
Oh, Olivier! He drops to his knees and implores the heavens.
The home of LAFC is 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
It's match day 3 for the black and gold in the FIFA Club World Cup. LAFC versus Flamengo from Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Now, back to Dave Denholm.
Second half kickoff coming up in just a moment here. LAFC and Flamengo at 0-0 after 45 minutes. And I am just ready and waiting for this final half of the Club World Cup for LAFC. And I got to say, look, we don't know what's going to happen in this final half. They played Flamengo very tough so far. It's still 0-0. Anything can happen in the second 45 minutes, but what really an honor it is for a club to be here. It's just been such a great tournament so far, and I don't expect any different going forward. The MLS teams have put up good fights. Seattle Sounders, of course, in just a brutally tough group, ended up with 3 losses to the likes of Botafogo and PSG and Atletico Madrid. Looking at that group, how tough that is. Atletico de Madrid doesn't get out of the group in this tournament. And the Sounders certainly have nothing to be ashamed about with the effort they put in with all 3 games at Lumen Field. Same thing for LAFC, frankly, and same thing especially for Inter Miami. You got to give them credit for getting out of their group. They're actually going on to the round of 16 to take on European champions PSG after Inter Miami came in second in Group A, only losing out to Palmeiras in that group, as Inter Miami gave up 2 goals late in a 2-2 draw yesterday to round out Group A play. So really good performances all around. There's been some good performances. Auckland City, after getting drubbed 2 straight matches, draw with Boca Juniors earlier today in Group C, knocking Boca out of the tournament. Just an amazing performance by a semi-professional team that had lost their first 2 games 10-0 and 6-0. That is what playing for pride is all about. Now, again, tough go for Boca Juniors. I think they knew they had to kind of pour on the goals, with goal difference likely to be a huge factor in that, although it turned out Benfica winning in their game over Bayern Munich was a problem for Boca Juniors anyway, but so there was probably a little bit of that too. But boy, to get a 1-1 draw for Auckland City, wow, they ought to throw a parade for that team, no doubt about it. Just really impressive, especially after coming back from the first 2 matches where you were just absolutely overwhelmed in those first 2 games, and you wouldn't have expected much else in the third match against a team like Boca Juniors, but wasn't to be. And of course, this is Group D finishing up here on the evening. Still have group play in Group E and F tomorrow, and then G and H to round out group stage coming up in a couple of days, and then you're into the knockout stages. And again, Inter Miami will be playing PSG, Lionel Messi's former side. What a game that's going to be in the knockout stages. And you're going to have some other really, really good matchups. Botafogo taking on Palmeiras in the game. 2 Brazilian giants. One of them will be heading to the quarterfinals. So still so much more to play for in this tournament. Now for LAFC, it'll wrap up here in 45 plus minutes, coming up with the second half kickoff. And then it's back to MLS play. What's coming up next for LAFC? Well, you know, on the 29th, they'll be back at BMO Stadium. Let's give them all a big welcome as they take on Vancouver Whitecaps, a team who's the best in MLS, at least in the Western Conference so far. So it'll be a big game for LAFC in just 5 days from now. So obviously LAFC are going to have to taking care of business in this second half against Flamengo. Real good opportunity here, but then you got to turn the page. We'll talk a little bit more about that after the match and really get refocused in for what's going to be a really busy stretch for LAFC, because remember, a couple of these games have been moved because of this tournament. LAFC had to kind of make some arrangements for that, and the MLS had to kind of move some matches around, so there's going to be a busier schedule coming up for the black and gold in the weeks to come, and boy, we are going to be busy. There's no doubt about that, so stay tuned for that. Second half kickoff coming up in just minutes here. LAFC and Flamengo. It should be a really, really good match for the second 45 minutes. You want to stay tuned for that. We did have the hydration break in the first half. I suspect we'll see more of that, or have more of that coming up in Orlando. Of course, always humid this time of the year, usually very warm as well. No surprise. So the players really kind of played at that kind of pace to not completely wear themselves out after 45 minutes, but something left in the tank here. Remember, this is the third game in just 9 days, essentially, and both teams really putting out, again, strong lineups for players who have really put in shifts here in this tournament. We'll see how the second half plays out here coming up in just a moment. Both teams back onto the pitch. Actually, it looks like a little bit of a slow time getting back on the field. Nothing is stopping these fans, both 3252 and the black and gold fans and the fans for Flamengo. Looks like there's going to be a sub. Assistant coach Mark Dos Santos talking maybe a few last words for Artem Smoliakov. So Smoliakov's going to get his first look here at the Club World Cup. It's always good for the youngster, 22-year-old from Ukraine. Smoliakov with a goal in MLS play so far this season. This will, again, be his first appearance in this tournament. We'll see if that's the only sub here at the half. You'd suspect both teams will be going heavily to the bench throughout the second half potentially here. Still no score. LAFC and Flamengo, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Just really, this is why you have to make this tournament. We know what it's going to take now. 4 years from now, they're expecting another one, obviously in 2029. You have to be here if you want to be a massive club. This tournament can't be missed. It is just awesome. And now LAFC actually coming out of the tunnel here a little bit late. Getting a look at the team coming out of the tunnel. It looks like it's going to be the other 10 players who finished the half. Might be Marlon. Remember, he took that shot as he tried to head a ball away and really had a blistering shot to the head there. So we'll see if that's the one change maybe for this second half for LAFC coming out here. We're just a few minutes away again from starting this second half. Artem Smoliakov will likely be checking in right at the start of the half, as, again, he was getting final instructions there. Smoliakov, remember that goal in that tough loss to Seattle, but what a goal it was. Just an uber-talented defender. No doubt about it. He can play. And he maybe hasn't had as many minutes as you might have thought coming into the season. That's because, of course, you're trying to battle for minutes with a guy like Ryan Hollingshead, who's having another great season. So it's not always easy if you're playing with LAFC to get into the starting 11. And so Smoliakov will get some minutes here in this second half of this game against Flamengo. I didn't see any changes yet for Felipe Luis's side. We'll have to get official confirmation from the fourth official, Juan Gabriel Benitez, before we begin the second half. Flamengo, obviously plenty of loaded bench, plenty of talent. Jorginho's on the bench. Gerson is available. Michael also available. Wallace Jan has scored a goal in this one. Bruno Henrique is available on the bench for this team. I mean, it's just an embarrassment of riches for Flamengo. And now they're kind of just now coming out of their tunnel as well. So initially it looked like the teams were coming out a little bit sooner, but now they're finally getting back on to the pitch here. Felipe Luis, the manager here, is some of the players for Flamengo still kind of huddling up just inside of the kind of the area where they come out for the initial announcements. You know, in this tournament, the tournament kind of taking a little bit of heat for the individual announcements for players, but who knows if that's going to stick around. So LAFC have gathered up around midfield, waiting for the sub to come in, and it is going to be for Marlon. So we hope he's okay. Again, he took that late in the half, took that ball where he was trying to head it away and just went down. He got back up and continued, but most importantly, we hope he's all right. That's all that really matters, but it looks like it is going to be Artem Smoliakov. Augustine Rossi is back out on the pitch. Here comes the rest of his Flamengo teammates. Rossi having a word with his manager, Felipe Luis, before he walks off towards the bench area. Referee already raiding around midfield with the ball at the center circle. It will be Flamengo on the football to begin the second half. Still 0-0, but again, Flamengo had most of the offense if you're looking at it from statistics. Both teams hit the post, Flamengo doing it more than once. And there is the confirmation from the fourth official. Marlon is out, Artem Smoliakov is in. I'll let you know as soon as I see what kind of formation. Remember, it started with the three-man back line, essentially, with the three center backs. Hollingshead and Palencia really playing the wing backs of the right and left, going forward an awful lot in the first half, but defending, to be honest, an awful lot as well. So now Smoliakov with his arm around Hollingshead and the rest of his teammates as they break the huddle here. We'll see how they line up. I'll let you know. Flamengo is out and ready to go now at midfield. Doesn't look like they're making any substitutions. So David Martinez will start on the left offensively. Denis Bouang in the middle. Dilrosun on the right. Delgado and Jesus are the two central defenders, although they have a lot of freedom, certainly, for this second half. Referee waiting for word from the side. Pedro is over the ball in the middle of the park for Flamengo. Referee blows his whistle, and it's played back now to Allen, and we're underway in the second half. Still no score. Allen on the ground with the ball to D'Arrasqueta, the captain, near midfield. Pulls it back into the middle to Everton Araujo. And it looks like Smoliakov is on that left side. Ryan Hollingshead is now on the right with Sergi Palencia playing the Marlin right center back spot. Hollingshead's on it after a good ball by Palencia to win it away on a long ball. Sergi will be the right center back in the three-man back line, chipping it down the wing, looking for the run of Denis Bouanga, knocking it down. Dilrosun can't quite get there before it's cleaned up by Allen and played all the way into the back to Danilo. The right center back out wide to the right back, Varela. Guillermo Varela back to Danilo, 20 yards before midfield for Flamengo. On the ground, slow dribble. Here he comes. Lays it off with a good little ball here. Ortiz. Ortiz had a good first half. Out wide. Short little ball to Everton. Tries to get it back on a backheel flick. It's knocked away by Ryan Hollingshead. We're a minute into the second half. Still no score. Throw in now for Flamengo. It is thrown in there by Alexandro, the left back. It's worked through the back line. Danilo has it, the right center back at midfield. Center circle now to Allen. Puts it on his left foot, just shaded to the left of midfield. He goes out wide to Alexandro, one times it all the way back to Ortiz at midfield, the left center back. Slowly dribbling into the offensive half. Good ball into the center of the park, De Arrasqueta. Good turn out, Araujo. Araujo back to De Arrasqueta, back to Luis Araujo. 20 yards from goal, putting it on his preferred left foot. Tries to get his shot away. He does, but he slips, and it deflects off of and out of play. It looked like it went off of LAFC. Araujo kind of went down under his own power, kind of slipping in his feet out from under him. And the ball did go off of Eddie Segura's shin before Hugo Lloris could get there. So it is a corner kick. Araujo was kind of looking back to the ref as if he had been fouled, but it was nothing of the sort. Nonetheless, it is the first corner kick of the second half here. Araujo holding his left arm, but he is up. In swinging corner. De Arrasqueta. Near side, 48th minute. Who's going to break the deadlock here? De Arrasqueta to the back post. Over the head there. Oh, waiting for it. It looked like he had an opportunity. Was Pedro, the number 9 on the back post. And it just went over his head and out of play. Goal kick LAFC. Woo. That was close. 48th minute. Lloris has two center backs flanking him now as he puts it down in the middle of the 6. High pressure from Flamengo whenever Hugo puts it in play. They're waiting, and now they attack Aaron Long, the right center back. Here's Palencia. He gets it in the corner, and now a short ball to Jesus. Back to Palencia deep, and he tries to launch it down the wing. It's into the third row of Flamengo fans, and Sergi Palencia did not like that. Late in the 48th minute, it'll be a throw in Flamengo as they put pressure on LAFC, and LAFC kind of gave the ball away. Thrown into Ortiz. He'll go back to midfield. Danilo and out wide to Varela. Setting up through the back line, but they're in the offensive half. LAFC defending with 11 men behind the ball. Danilo, short little pass. Everton Araujo digging out, trying to find Allen. Stolen away by LAFC. Deflects to Denis Bouanga on the left wing. Here he comes, attacking the 18. Lays it in the run of David Martinez. Sliding tackle by Danilo. Knocks it out off of David. And they say it's a goal kick. Wow, that is some defending there. Although Danilo put his hand up as if it should have been a goal kick. I don't know if he thought it was going to be, but indeed it was off of David Martinez last. Goal kick for Flamengo. They play it short. Working it through the back line all the way back to Rossi. High pressure from LAFC. Headed away at midfield on a long ball, but it's cleaned up here by Allen. Forward now to Pedro. Gets around one defender, but the ball's just too far in front of him. Cleaned up nicely there by Aaron Long. Back to midfield. Jesus. Smolikov gets his first significant touch. Back to Eddie Segura, and now Eddie squares it off to Aaron Long, does the same to Palencia, and out wide to the right side, here's Hollingshead waiting for it. Cutting it back into the middle. Hollingshead still on the dribble, got to be careful. Managed to peel and turn it around and find Palencia. Now he goes down the line to Dilrosun waiting for it. He dribbles up, Dilrosun up near midfield, putting it on the left foot in the middle of the park. Through the middle, it's behind David Martinez, but it makes it all the way to Smolikov before Enrique and Araujo, or rather Pedro and Araujo could get there. David Martinez triple team near midfield. Still on the dribble. Good job to get it off his foot to Aaron Long all the way back 30 yards from goal. Squares it off to Palencia, but Flamengo pressing high. Good ball forward to Jesus. Cutting through two former Flamengo teammates. Back into the middle now, taken away by Flamengo. Pedro settles from 25, and his shot is high. Tried to curl her with the right foot, and it never curled, and stayed high up in the air after a bad giveaway by Igor Jesus and LAFC. Jesus kind of tried to dribble out of trouble and kind of found himself more into it. Taken off the football, and it was a quick turnaround for Pedro to settle, try the curler to the near post. LAFC play it short in the corner. Again, they're hounded. Get it off their foot. Jesus, good ball movement here. This is better. Delgado Flipping it down the left wing, Smolyakov had made the run. Smolyakov settles it nicely, well into the offensive attack. Here comes Smolyakov. He's got David Martinez making an inside run. Instead tries to cut the ball through the middle. It's poorly done. Delgado gets there first, though, to push it far wide. He can't keep it in play after the giveaway by Smolyakov. It'll be a throw-in for Flamengo about 20 yards off their own defensive end line. Here in the 51st minute, still 0-0, second half in Orlando. Final game of Group D. Flamengo leading the group. Live standings put them on 7 points with what is a draw now here. Chelsea are in the lead over Esperance de Tunis in the other game. That would mean they're moving on 6 points. Played through the back by Flamengo. Allen flips it out wide here to an open Alexandro. He's got Everton waiting at midfield. 3 dribbles and he's already at the stripe. Lays it off to Everton, back to Alexandro, and now back to Leo Ortiz. High pressure from De Rosa, and Ortiz will turn around, give himself a little bit of space. That's good ball movement by the left center back. And now Allen plays it back to Ortiz, and now right back to Everton. Araujo in the center circle. Finds Luis Araujo on the right channel. Into the middle. Good ball here. De Arrasqueta laying into the run of Araujo. Back in towards Pedro. Knocked away by Aaron Long. Not cleared on the far side. Varela into the attack. De Arrasqueta plays it back to Araujo. Trying to find De Arrasqueta, and David Martinez steals it away. David trying to spring Denis Bouanga on the right wing. Good diagonal run here. Denis chases the ball down and keeps it in play. 35 yards from goal. Still needs some help, though. Got David waiting for it in support. Good one-touch passing here, and they'll work it back to Sergi Palencia. That was good work by LAFC defensively. It was close. Flamengo were on the attack, and LAFC stood firm. Delgado squares it through the center of the park to Eddie Segura. He's well into the attack. Out wide to Smolyakov. 40 yards off the end line. Plays it back to a retreating Segura at midfield. Here comes Flamengo with that front pressure. Forcing it back to Long, and now squares it off to Palencia. Palencia lays it for Hollington, who's just trying to flip it forward. Denis offside. Flag comes up as he and David Martinez, I think both were caught offside by a good high line by Flamengo. And I think both Denis and David were caught ball watching there. 53rd minute, still 0-0. Flamengo's on the football. They play it through the center. Allen on the ball in the center of the park. Lays it into the run of De Arrasqueta. Right back to Allen, but it's cut off there nicely by David Martinez. Gets it right back from Smolyakov, but he's double-teamed as Smolyakov, to be honest, put him in a bit of a rough spot there, and Flamengo will work it through the back. Now they put it in the middle of the park, Everton. It's got Alexandro sneaking forward, uses the left back, but Alexandro stops and plays it back to Everton Araujo. LAFC all behind the ball. They are attacking the first line of Flamengo's offense right around the 45-yard mark away from their own goal. So Flamengo trying to keep LAFC pinned down. Played through the back. Araujo. Back to Allen. Now into the middle to Everton Araujo. And back to Leo Ortiz. Good ball into the channel here. Everton sneaking into the middle of the park. Back on the dribble. Sends it out wide. Alexandro will square it all the way across the park to Varela on the far side. De Arrasqueta dribbling through a couple of players back away from goal and tries to find his help in Danilo and does. He's got Varela open out wide. Danilo's the right center back. He's 30 yards from Hugo Lloris. Out to Varela and all the way back now. In support is Leo Ortiz. Short ball there, Danilo. Back to Leo Ortiz, into the channel. This is good one-touch passing here. Everton Araujo. Channel looking for Pedro. It's behind him. Everton didn't make the run, and Hollingshead can chase it down in the corner. He'll play it back to Lloris at the 6. 55th minute approaching. Lloris puts it on the left foot and going to go down the left wing, looking for the run of Smolyakov. Holds it up in front of Varela there. Nicely done by Artem Smolyakov. Plays it back to Segura. And LAFC can reset, but they're still only midway through the defensive zone, and Flamengo continues with the high pressure, forcing Long to go back to Lloris. He squares it off to Palencia in the corner. One little pass, 8-yard ball to Hollington, who goes down the line, looking for the run of De Rosa, and it's knocked off the foot there of Leo Ortiz, as De Rosa let it run, trying to get it by Ortiz. Ortiz didn't know much about it, but he knocks it away. It's a throw-in for LAFC, but again, they're pinned deep by Flamengo to begin this second half. No doubt the Brazilians have had the better of the second half to start, but it's still 0-0. LAFC holding up defensively. They'll try to send it long to Denis Bouanga at midfield. Headed away, but chasing it down there is David Martinez on that right wing in the channel. And they'll play it back to Aaron Long in support. But LAFC still deep in their own defensive half. Flamengo doing a good job pressuring. That's a good ball to Igor Jesus near midfield. Back to Palencia. One times it to Aaron Long. LAFC are comfortable on the ball. That's not the issue. Long. Back up to midfield to De Rosa into the channel. That's a good turn by the new LAFC player on loan from Club America. Plays it to Hollingshead and back now to Sergi Palencia. 56 minute. All the way back to Long. Just 30 yards from goal. Jesus on 3 touches. Turns and finds Hollingshead up near midfield. Ryan's got a little bit of space looking for the run of Denis, but instead he'll play it off and lay it off to DeRosen. Back into the middle towards Jesus. Good turn around the defense there of Everton. Jesus, middle of the field. Squares it off. David Martinez attacking the 18 around one defender. Left foot shot blocked at the top of the area and out wide for a throw-in. Good turn and move by David Martinez. 56 minute. That's good from the young Venezuelan again. You've got to start taking some chances if you're LAFC, and David did. Played back to Aaron Long at midfield. Short ball, Segura in support. Out wide to Smoliakov, the diagonal ball. Still a long way from goal. Plays it back to Segura. Flamengo kind of circling in for pressure. Jesus feels it and turns and plays it to Palencia. Up the middle with a 10-yard ball to Delgado. Right back to Sergi at midfield and out wide on the one touch to Del Rosen along the touchline here. Hollingshead is an offside position. Del Rosen knows it. Can't play it. He'll go back to Palencia. This is better from LAFC. Aaron Long. Short ball. One touch pass there. Picking it up Delgado. Good ball with Denis making a run down the middle. He's going to find Denis on the far side here. Into the 18. Denis looking up. Around one defender. Left foot near post. Save. Rossi on the dive. Oh, Denis nearly snuck into the near post. And the flag comes up late. Boy, if we're going to write a book about the LAFC experience at the Club World Cup, I think the title needs to be, "And the Flag Comes Up Late." Everything has been offside for LAFC in this tournament, it seems, and tonight's no different. Even a good effort there by the black and gold. It looked like Denis might have been a fraction offside, although that one was close. Rossi will play it up near midfield. LAFC knock it down, but it's too far away, and Allen comes up. Here comes Allen dribbling down the middle of the field. He's got space. Allen open out wide to Everton. 18, curling shot, save Lloris on the dive, and he knocks it out. Everton with a one-time shot from 18, and Hugo Lloris was equal to the task. Corner kick Flamengo. Dribbling down the middle of the field came Flamengo. A great ball there out wide to Everton, who took it on the one time, but what a save from Hugo Lloris. Oh, and Everton wincing in the replay there as Lloris made a great save in the 58th minute. Corner kick Flamengo on the far side of the pitch. Final ball laid off by Georgian de Arrasqueta there to Everton was brilliant. No surprise how this Flamengo team is so good, but it's 0-0. Outswinging corner, far side. Here it comes. Everton into the middle. Chested down. Pedro the shot. Save Lloris. Actually just went over the bar as Pedro took it out of the air off his chest. And it looked like Lloris might have had a touch, but I think Hugo saw that it was going over and let it go at the last minute. Pedro from about 11 yards out. Yeah, it was always going over the bar, and Lloris put the hand up just in case. I thought he got a touch. Oh, just pulled it away at the last moment as it kept rising. Bang, bang play there, and Lloris read it well, but it was high. Oh, the crowd behind the... Oh, man, everybody thought that might be going in. That would have been a spectacular goal, but Pedro didn't miss by a lot, but Lloris had it. 59th minute, Everton will be the first sub out for Flamengo and Felipe Luis. Coming in will be Michael. So Michael is in, Everton is out. Here in the now 59th minute. Michael, the 29-year-old Brazilian, his third appearance in the tournament, all of them off the bench. He's got a goal and 3 assists in Serie A so far this season. And remember, Flamengo, along with all the Brazilian teams that are in this tournament, about 11 games into their season in Serie A. Hugo Lloris plays it short to Segura, just outside of the 18 to Long, out wide here on the near side, Palencia. Met there immediately, and nearly stealing it away was Alexandro, getting it off his foot nicely. But then Igor Jesus gives it away, top of the area. Coming into the area now, held up, and LAFC cleared away with some good defensive pressure from 3 back line players to take it off Arrasqueta, who's still slow to get up right around the edge of the 18. Alexandro into the middle, Allen, he's going to switch it all the way across. De Arrasqueta still down. It goes past Varela on the fly, and out of play, it'll be a throw. And De Arrasqueta finally going to be helped up here by Aaron Long, although the referee has to come over to check on him because he wants a word with the referee. I think the captain actually now going to get the training staff in. He was calling for the training staff here. De Arrasqueta still down. What a player he is. Hopefully it was just kind of a situation where maybe he got the wind knocked out of him. He ran into 3 defenders at the top of the area. Yeah, he and Aaron Long really bodied up. No foul in it. De Arrasqueta had already passed the ball away and was just running through traffic. Javier De Rosen's night is done. LAFC will make another sub here. Olivier Giroud will come in for De Rosen. Giroud has had 1 start and 1 sub appearance in this tournament. This will be his 3rd appearance overall. 61st minute, so Giroud will have about 30-plus minutes here. DeRosen's first start for LAFC is done. De Arrascaeta might have taken a shot hitting Aaron Long on the way in, and looks like he's maybe had a bit of a nosebleed. So he's got the kind of the gauze in there. He has to jog off the pitch since the training staff came out. He's going to be all right, it looks like. Likely good enough to continue here. 61st minute, thrown in by LAFC through the back line. Segura to Long, and now all the way across the 18 to the edge for Palencia, and out wide here to Ryan Hollingshead. 25 off the end line. Hollingshead dribbling forward. Good pass forward now there. Quick turn by Giroud and sends it out wide to David Martinez, who's now on the right. He gets pushed down by Alexandro, and the referee blows the whistle. Olivier Giroud is down behind the play. He was taken down. Oh, Steve Cherundolo is not happy there. What is the referee doing? He wanted a yellow card on that play. I know the referee did not forget the yellow cards at the hotel. He brought one out earlier as Danilo went right through the back of Olivier Giroud after the ball was released. No foul call, no yellow card. Nice to see you, referee. You're going to join us for a match. You're missing a good one here. 62nd minute. Still no score. Sent long by Palencia on the restart up towards Giroud. Knockdown header on a diagonal, but nobody making the run. And Sandro has enough time to just clean it up all the way back to the keeper. Rossi standing on the ball 7 yards away from goal. Now he'll flip it forward towards midfield. Too high for Pedro. Headed away by Long. Allen's going to chase it down on the near side. Actually, De Arrascaeta back on the pitch. Now has it. Jesus in his back pocket. He lays it off there near midfield to Ortiz, who gets it right back from Alexandro. And now Allen has it near midfield again. Here he comes. Good ball to De Arrascaeta in the channel. Turns. Gets it right back from Luis Araujo. De Arrascaeta 40 yards from goal, middle of the park. Not a lot of space. Goes out wide on the near side. Alexandro trying to flip it forward to Michael, the sub. Takes down Aaron Long. Referee says, play on. That's a familiar refrain. And now, hey, nice to see you, referee. He calls a foul on LAFC. What a surprise. 63rd minute. The whistle blows. Steve Cherundolo putting his arms out like, what is going on? Now Mark Delgado is down and slow to get up here. Don't know if he was also in on that. Yeah, Delgado went down. He gets called for the foul against Everton Araujo. Delgado took really probably the worst of it, though, sliding through. So it's a free kick for Flamengo, 40 yards from goal, middle of the park. Over the ball is Allen, the defensive midfielder. What's he looking at here? He's got plenty of options. Plays it short and backwards to Danilo. Right back to Allen on the restart, though, and LAFC can kind of get back to defensive position. Now pressing up towards midfield here. Leo Ortiz out wide, Alexandro. Down the wing on the one-touched Michael, trying to keep it in play and can't in front of Sergi Palencia in the bench area. 64th minute. Throw in by Palencia to David Martinez. Good turn by the Venezuelan back in the middle. Trying to send it down the middle of the field, looking for the run of Denis Bouanga. He's double-teamed, though, by the two center backs, and they take them off the ball. Nothing Denis could do there, and it's quickly up to Allen near midfield. David Martinez slows him down there. Squares it off to Everton Araujo. Good job by David Martinez tonight. Both ends of the pitch. Into the middle, De Arrascaeta. Good ball into the channel. Luis Araujo puts it on the left foot. Shot bounces once, and Lloris hangs on. Araujo probably didn't get all of that he wanted there from 22, and Lloris saw it all the way. Bounced about 4 yards in front of him, and Lloris, with those solid hands, just held on. Up towards midfield. Good ball there for LAFC. Played quickly now. Denis Bouanga trying to attack it. Lays it off to Olivier Giroud on the left side. Denis right behind him. Olivier back to Denis. Taking off the football. Where's the conversation, fellas? Talk to each other. Giroud tries to steal it back, and now he apologizes to Denis. It's out of play for a throw-in. No communication there as Denis Bouanga was double-teamed from behind without even knowing anybody was coming on. 65th minute. Throw-in for Varela in the corner, about 15 yards off the end line. Searching. Still looking. Yeah, he's like kind of telling his teammates, hey, let's go. Looping throw right past Pedro and cleaned up easily by LAFC, and they put it out of play with a poor ball. Bad pass. That is a tough one there. Throw in by Varela again. This time it's to Danilo, who's wide open. The right center back slowly dribbling forward as LAFC's first line of defense retreating a bit. Allen comes back to help out. Now he can find Alexandro, the left back, right at midfield, and here he comes into the offensive zone. Slow dribble, pulls it back, squares it off now to Arrascaeta. Back to Alexandro making a little run, and out wide to Michael. Michael, 15 off the end line, gets touched away there momentarily by Hollingshead back into the middle of the park. Ooh, the sliding pass by Araujo, cut off by Igor Jesus. A great ball forward into the run of David Martinez already near midfield. He's got Giroud in the middle, but he's double-teamed, tries to lay it for Giroud. Nobody coming back to help out David. Ball cleared out on the far side, kept in play by Leo Ortiz. David was double-teamed. He just had no angle. Tried to send it forward, but Denis and Olivier were kind of running away from him at the time, to be honest. Played into the middle now. Allen, Flamengo back on it. 66 minutes, still 0-0. Alexandro. LAFC have got to get forward more. They're getting pinned back a lot, and that could cause them real problems here as this game goes on. So far, so good. Araujo out wide. Varela in the run. Here comes the cross into the middle. It's past Luis Araujo. Cleared with the left foot of Igor Jesus to the far side where Everton Araujo chases it down. Back to Allen, 35 from goal. Squares it off to Leo Ortiz. Well into the attack. Now he lays a little ball here into the middle. D'Arrascaeta out wide to the far side. Araujo. He's got Varela wide. Goes into the 18 and now finds the right back in the corner. Pulling it back 20 yards off the end line to Everton Araujo and now to Allen around the LAFC defense that are bunkered in now. D'Arrascaeta forward here with a good ball. Taking off the ball here. Good job by LAFC. Winning it away was Palencia. Finding David Martinez on the right wing here at midfield. David streaking towards the 18. He's got players on the backside. Tries to cross in, and it's out of play as David mishits it with the right foot. And that is a part of his game. Frustration from Olivier Giroud and David Martinez. That is a part of his game that he knows he's going to have to work on, is that right foot. That was a poor cross the minute it left his foot. No doubt about it. Flamengo with a quick start. They're already back up to midfield. Flamengo on the near side now to Alexandro, tucked in off the side. The left back closer to midfield here and in the middle of the park. Short little ball, D'Arrascaeta on this left wing. Dribbling forward. So dynamic on the football. He's so good. Plays it back to Allen and now to Everton Araujo. They're trying to lull LAFC a little bit to sleep here, it seems. Out wide on the near side, Alexandro. We played 67 minutes, 0-0 in Orlando. Final game of Group D. Back to midfield. Danilo's on it. LAFC are bunkered in about 10 yards before midfield in their defensive half. Here comes Olivier Giroud. Everton Araujo with a good pass to Allen. LAFC not biting yet. Into the channel here, looking for Pedro. He goes down. LAFC says, referee says play on as Aaron Long wins it away easily. Good no call. Delgado to midfield. Denis Bouanga. Smolyakov making a run down the left wing. Denis trying to find the right pass. Here comes Denis with a dribble instead. Denis around two defenders and gets stood up and taken off the ball. Too easy there, and Denis knew it. Right back, Luis Araujo. Tries the left side here. Waiting for it is Michael, the substitute. Met there by Palencia. Taken down by Palencia, and a foul is called. 68th minute free kick. Flamengo near midfield. About 5 yards inside the offensive half for the Brazilians. We saw in the first half they had around 70% of the possession. That's not really changing much here, but it's still 0-0. Far side, Varela sneaking forward. He'll lay it back here. Coming back to get the ball is D'Arrascaeta, the captain. Squares it to Everton Araujo. Long way from goal to Allen, middle of the field. Still surveying. LAFC are making it difficult in the passing lanes. Allen still on the ball, goes out wide with a square ball to Varela, all the way out on the far side. Gets it right back from D'Arrascaeta, and he'll play it back now. In support is Danilo. The right center back is only 45 yards from goal. Wide to the far side, waiting for it there, D'Arrascaeta. He's got Luis Araujo hanging around the top of the area with Pedro as well, but D'Arrascaeta's a long way from goal. He'll play it back now to Danilo, who squares it off to Leo Ortiz in the center circle. Ortiz on the right foot. Right back to Danilo. Wide to the far side, Varela, just 10 yards inside the offensive half. LAFC pushing him back a little bit here. Danilo trying to flip it through the middle. Gets it past David Martinez and finds Ortiz. 10-yard ball in the channel. Cleaned out wide. Luis Araujo to Alexandro, and wider still now to Michael. Coming onto the near side to help out was Araujo. Instead, they play it back to Everton Araujo. On the ground, good ball at the top of the area. D'Arrascaeta on the ground looking for Pedro. Back to D'Arrascaeta. The shot off the crossbar. Still loose in the area and headed away. Not cleared. Onto the left foot. Luis Araujo drives it from 25 is high. Oh, D'Arrascaeta hits the bar again. Hitting the crossbar, and it clangs out to outside of the area with the help of Sergi Palencia. Oh, D'Arrascaeta with a shot from 22 that absolutely rang the crossbar. It's still 0-0. Goal kick LAFC. Hugo Lloris saw it a little late, and he was beat. And he knew it, but wow, what a shot from D'Arrascaeta. A couple of subs coming in now for Flamengo. It's going to be Wallace Jan for Luis Araujo. Jan has a goal in this tournament already, so he will come on in. Good player, no doubt about it. Both the bench here again, and D'Arrascaeta is going to come off. So his night is done. confirmation of Araujo leaving for Wallace Jan, and we'll see who's coming in for the captain, Georgian de Arrasqueta. Still haven't got word from the fourth official. It's going to be, oh boy, Bruno Henrique. He has also scored in this tournament. Holy cow, the embarrassment of riches for Flamengo off the bench. Wallace Jan, the 20-year-old Brazilian, joined here by the 34-year-old Bruno Henrique, who has a goal and an assist in this tournament already. So they come into attack, substituting out as de Arrasqueta and Luis Araujo. David Martinez's night is done here in the 70th minute. Timothy Tillman is in for LAFC, so maybe a little bit of a change here. Tillman's actually up front, though, for LAFC right now, subbing in for David. 71st minute, back in play. Flamengo wins the long ball here off the goal kick. Out wide now Varela. The right back sneaking forward. Ball given to Wallace Jan. And he's going to play it all the way back to midfield Danilo. Ortiz now down the left wing. Alexandro sneaking forward, the left back. Laying into the run of Michael. Trying to find Sandro, continue his run. Hollingshead cuts it off, flips it forward, but only as far as Everton Araujo. Back to Allen. 40 yards from goal. The defensive midfielder dribbling across the pitch. He squares it off to Varela. Good high pressure from Artem Smolyakov to force it back to midfield. Varela gets it right back here. And now, off his foot, coming forward is Ortiz. Good ball into the channel here. Laying it into the run. Coming to get it is Michael into the corner. Michael tries the early cross. It's blocked here on the near side. Out to the top of the area and cleared by Timothy Tillman. Looking for the run of Denis Bouanga, but handled nicely there in the back. Danilo has it. He'll get it off his foot quickly here. Forward, Everton Araujo. And they'll work it back. Varela to Wallace Jan. Jan back now to midfield, Danilo. On the ground, Leo Ortiz. Still dribbling forward, just inside the offensive half. Looking. LAFC doing a decent job here. Good flick forward to Bruno Henrique, though. He's 25 from goal, trying to find the run of Michael down the left wing. Michael, 10 yards off the end line. Chases down the ball. He'll play it back to Alexandro in support. Squares it off towards Allen, who gets just enough on it to send it into the area looking for Pedro. LAFC trying to clear it, and they're going to call a foul behind the play. It wasn't on Pedro. It was actually on the first ball by Allen, who took out Olivier Giroud, who was back defending, and the referee sees it and doesn't let the play continue. 73rd minute, still 0-0. LAFC and Flamengo from Camping World Stadium. Looks like Flamengo, some of the players getting a little frustrated here. I think they thought they would have broken through by now. Hitting the post a few times certainly doesn't help. But there's still a long way to go in this game. We'll see if LAFC can get the goal they need here. Right now, if I'm being honest, though, Flamengo is looking very comfortable getting forward. Still, LAFC holding up strong. Up towards Giroud. Ball deflects here out wide on the near side. Taken down by Michael. He'll play it all the way back to the keeper, Rossi, at the 6. Pressure there from Denis Bouanga. Flip forward by Rossi towards midfield. Good flick on header by Enrique. Right into the run of Michael. Here he comes down the left wing. The substitute, Michael. He's got players in the middle, cutting it back to his right foot. Trying to flip it forward. Jesus gets a block on it, and it falls to Delgado. Michael really forward for LAFC. Now they'll work it back through the back line all the way back to Aaron Long. Good job by the black and gold. To Lloris, 74th minute. Lloris just standing at the 6. Now Pedro will come attack, and Lloris puts it on the left foot, launching it down the left wing, looking for Smolyakov at midfield. Varela wins that header, but it's right to Denis Bouanga. Denis on the left channel, cutting through 2 defenders, still a long way from goal. Squaring it off nicely to Tillman. He's got the run from Hollingshead and feeds him just at the edge of the 18. Hollingshead puts it on the left foot, tries to cross in towards Giroud. Headed away there strongly by Flamengo's Danilo. Cleaning it up there was Wallace Jan. He gets taken off out of the play there, and that should be a yellow card. Jan pops up. He's all right. 75th minute. Referee's going to call over, I think it was Delgado who got in the way. And indeed, a yellow card. Actually, it is on Mark Delgado. And I think Delgado knew what he had to do there, though. Good, strong header by Danilo defensively. Kind of sprung the substitute Wallace Jan, and Delgado wasn't going to stand for that. Yeah, great header there. Jan passed it forward, and he was going to continue the run that Pedro was going to feed him, and Delgado stepped in and said no. 75th minute. Flamengo will have a free kick here. Delgado still arguing about the yellow card there. I don't think he's even arguing about the yellow so much as the situation. And it looks like they're going to have the cooling break now here. Hitting minute 75. Yeah, referee says let's go. Cooling break in effect here. 15 minutes plus stoppage time left in this match. 0-0, LAFC and Flamengo to wrap up Group D here. And for these two teams, the group is wrapped up. Flamengo is going to win the group. LAFC, their tournament will be done after this match, but they would love to end it on a high note. So far, so good. This has been a very good match. Both teams have had some chances. Certainly, Flamengo have had most of the ball and have had the better of the chances, to be fair. They've also hit the post a few times, but Hugo Lloris has made a couple of big saves. Agustin Rossi, the keeper for Flamengo, hasn't had to do a whole lot. LAFC have been caught offside a couple of times under some really good chances. But that's kind of been the story of the tournament, if I'm being honest. And that's been the problem for LAFC. No goals yet in this tournament. Love to see that end here. Both teams convening around their managers for some final hydration and cooling, and then to get back at it and get back at it hard. Steve Cherundolo kind of pulling the troops over one more time. I think they're talking a little bit about Denis and kind of the interworking with Olivier Giroud and Smolyakov, especially down that left side. We'll see if that comes to fruition at all here in the final 15 minutes. Getting a replay in the booth here of a play earlier in the half. That was kind of the good breakaway here with a shot from Everton. A great save from Hugo Lloris. So I'm getting a replay of that. That was a great save. Certainly the save of the match here, I think, as Everton really did well on a one-timer earlier. Again, we're in a cooling break. If you're just joining us here on LAFC.com for the final moments, 15 plus whatever stoppage time here of the Club World Cup. What an experience it's been, let's be honest. Look, it did not go the way that LAFC wanted it overall. They will not advance from the group, but they're playing a giant of world football here, toe-to-toe in this final match. And, you know, you're a penalty kick save away from getting a draw against Esperance and staying alive for this final match. It wasn't to be. And LAFC will try to finish strong. Here we go. Flamengo on the ball. They'll work it around the side to Alexandro in the offensive zone by about 15 yards. He'll play it back to midfield to Leo Ortiz. We're back to action after the cooling break. Minute 78 here. Danilo in the middle. Squares it off to Ortiz. Higher pressure from LAFC. Loose ball there, but Sandro can chase it down before Timothy Tillman's able to get there. Tillman just subbed in a few minutes ago for David Martinez, who had a very nice night. Danilo out wide of Varela. Still a long way from goal. The right back is sneaking forward, though. Lays it there to Jan, who touches it back to Everton Araujo. Kind of has to chase it back, and he'll play it to Danilo. Squares it off to Ortiz. LAFC bunkered in again. 78th minute. Leo Ortiz. Short ball into the channel there, looking for Bruno Henrique. First touch betrays him a bit, but he wins it back to Sandro with some hustle. And now they'll work it through Allen and all the way back now to Danilo in the center circle. 21 players are in the LAFC defensive zone. Up towards the top of the area, Aaron Long with a nice clearance, looking for the long ball to Denis. But it's nicely won by Danilo back to midfield. That's a familiar refrain, no doubt about it. Ortiz, center circle there. Wallace Jan to Everton Araujo and back out wide to Varela, the right back, getting back into the attack. Jan with the outside diagonal run, fed by Varela, right back to Varela. 40 off the end line. Short ball to Araujo. Varela continues his run. Araujo has no outlet for it with good defense from LAFC. 79th minute. They'll play it back to Danilo. He's 10 yards inside the offensive half. Back out wide to a retreating Varela. Guillermo Varela on the ball with the right foot. Thinking about the cross. Still dribbling forward. Lays it off to Araujo. Back out wide looking for Jan. It's too far in front of him and right to the assistant referee. And Everton Araujo knew it as soon as he kicked it. 79th minute, approaching the 80th. It'll be a throw in LAFC, 20 yards off the end line here. Artem Smolyakov, the second half sub, throws it in, gets it right back from Delgado. Tries to flip it to Delgado along the touchline, but he gives it away. Tough play for Delgado to try to find somebody there, and Flamengo can just clean it up back towards Allen near midfield. Alexandro there to help. Plays it off to Danilo, the right center back. Down the wing with a diagonal ball. 15-yard ball to Varela. He's only 35 off the end line. Right along the touchline. Plays it back to Everton Araujo. Into the channel here. Wallace Jan, who just kicks it back to Danilo. Plenty of possession here for Flamengo, and they're burying LAFC just a little deeper at a time. Alexandro out wide on the near side. Black and gold staying strong, but they're going to have to defend here. Allen. Around the perimeter. Everton Araujo to Varela. Only 25 off the end line. Into the corner. Wallace Jan making the run out wide. Goes down, and the referee's going to give him the foul on Eddie Segura. I don't think Eddie agreed with that when he lets Wallace Jan know a bit, but it is a free kick for Flamengo. Dangerous spot here. We have played 80 minutes, and Flamengo now has a free kick in the corner on the near side. It'll be about 10 yards off the sideline and 15 off the end line. Eddie pushed him with two hands, and then for good measure stepped on the back of Wallace-Jan's foot, and his shoe came off. So we'll have to put that back on, as Flamengo have a golden opportunity on a great angle here. I don't know if Segura kind of needed to do that or felt like maybe it was a soft call, but foul is called, and now it's a good opportunity for Flamengo to try to find the first goal of this match. Still 0-0, 81st minute. Wallace-Jan is over it. The substitute here on the right wing. Shoe placed firmly back on. He's all right. He's got Enrique and Pedro, among others, in the middle. Now we're going to have a couple of more subs here for Flamengo in numbers here. Wow. Alexandro will leave. Coming in will be Matias Vinha. Also coming in, Juninho, previously of Karabakh. He is now with Flamengo. Exiting will be Alexandro for Matias Vinha. Also exiting is Pedro, so his group stage is done, and Everton Araujo is also out. I didn't get to who the third sub coming in is, and it's going to be Jorginho. So Matias Vinha, Jorginho, and Juninho. Yeah, how about that depth we were talking about? Not too bad coming off the bench are these three for manager Felipe Luis here in the final 10-plus minutes of this match. So again, subs coming in, Juninho, the 28-year-old Brazilian, Matias Vinha, and Jorginho. Still will be an opportunity here on this set piece. Jorginho finally gets to check in here after Everton Araujo makes his way on the back. Over the ball is Wallace-Jan. Plenty of options here. Again, he's 15 yards off the end line, about 5 yards off the sideline. Here it comes in. Curling ball in the middle. Headed there. Was open was Leo Ortiz. But it was always rising high from 12 yards out. He found him. Ortiz managed to find some space and then just really couldn't find the goal. Headed it high up into the crowd, and it was never going to threaten Hugo Lloris. 83rd minute, still 0-0. LAFC, though, are defending and then some. Can they get on the front foot here in the final minutes to kind of not only alleviate pressure, but hopefully find a goal? So it'll be a goal kick. Lloris is going to decide to send everybody along here. Puts the foot through it towards midfield. Headed up high. Hollingshead gets a piece of it. Goes out wide on the near side. Palencia back into the middle. Knocking it down. Giroud keeps possession nicely. Finding Delgado, plays it back to Segura at midfield. Jesus one-times it back to Aaron Long. Here comes that high pressure from Flamengo again, forcing LAFC back, and Long out wide here on the near side, up towards midfield. Tillman works it around the defender there, gets taken down for his trouble, and the foul is called. Nice touch by Timothy Tillman to work it around the defender, Matias Vinha there, who then swept the legs out from under him. So the substitute committed to the foul here. It's a free kick for LAFC near midfield, 84th minute. Vinha just ran through the back of him. Long ball into the area. Denis settles. Shot and in. Denis Bouanga has beaten the offside trap, and it's in. LAFC have the lead. I can't believe it. No offside flag. I'm in shock. Not because he was offside, but we've been seeing it all tournament. Denis has beaten the offside trap, and quickly LAFC took the free kick, and they score. It's 1-0. Oh, my. Catching me and everybody from Flamengo on alert there, and the black and gold have taken the lead through Denis Bouanga. Getting a replay of it now. It was taken so quickly. He is onside, and he beat the offside trap by a step. What a ball from Tillman. Denis settled and beat Rossi from 15. Rossi came out, and Denis Bouanga beat the offside trap by inches. Oh, what a goal from Denis and LAFC. They lead 1-0 over Flamengo. Oh, man, that felt so good. No doubt Denis celebrated, and then some. 85th minute, confirmation of the goal from VAR, and we're back underway. Ball put into play. Flamengo a little stunned here. They'll play it back into the middle. Jorginho chipping it forward, looking for the run of Bruno Enrique. It's too far for him, and it bounces once to Hugo Lloris, who grabs it. Good ball there, forward. Looks like LAFC will send it long down the left wing. Trying to settle there is the goal scorer, Denis Bouanga, who gets LAFC's first of the tournament. taken out there. Wallace-Jan knocks it out of play. A little frustration from the sub. Goes after Delgado a bit. Delgado offers his hand, and Jan rejects it. 86th minute. Flamengo on the throw-in here. Out wide on the near side. Vigna to Michael. 40 yards from goal. Plays it back to Vigna. LAFC will settle now with a 1-0 lead on a quick take and free kick that Denis Bouanga beat an offside trap. Had me fooled, had the Flamengo defense fooled. As I was catching up, Flamengo was way too far behind to catch up. And Augustine Rossi could do nothing about it. It's 1-0 LAFC. Played forward towards Jan. Good little touch back, trying to get it back to Varela. Getting there first was Delgado to try to dig it out, but Jan cuts off the pass as Delgado was falling backwards, doing his level best. And then some. LAFC have played well. They are battling and defending well, and they have to keep it up. Ortiz now on the front foot. Jorginho into the middle. Coming through the middle. Open. Shot and in. And just like that, Wallace-Jan goes right through the defense and has tied this match up. Crowd going nuts for Flamengo. It's 1-1. 87th minute now. And that lead did not last long for LAFC. Wallace-Jan came off the right side back into the middle, and Jorginho found him in a little space, and he went right through the center of defense. And a good inside run to kind of create some space for him by the substitute Juninho, and it allowed Jan to finish. Lloris was left stranded by his defense, frankly, and it's 1-1. So just like that, all the celebration for Denis' goal, it doesn't last long enough as Wallace-Jan has his second goal of the tournament off the bench. Played back by LAFC to the restart. Tillman. Long ball there by Ryan Hollingshead down the right wing. It's too far to curl towards Denis. And Rossi came off his line to meet it at the 18. And now Flamengo's got their head up trying to look for the winner here. 87th minute. 1-1. Just like that, LAFC give up the late goal. We're now into the 88th minute. Varela sending it down that right wing. Looking for the goal scorer, Jan, in the corner here. Coming out on the far side, though, is Juninho right toward the end line in the corner. He'll play it back now. In support is Varela. To Jan, the goal scorer, 30 yards from goal. And now he'll play it back into the middle. Allen. They'll try the left side here. Vigna puts it on the left foot. Thinking about the curler. Ian just too far and cleared away by Aaron Long, rather. And Hollingshead retreating there defensively. 88th minute, 1-1 as Flamengo has tied it up just minutes after Denis Bouanga's first goal for LAFC in the tournament. Jorginho on the ground. Juninho tries a nice little one-touch pass. It's blocked by LAFC, but Juninho gets another chance to play it all the way back to Danilo. And now on the far wing, waiting for it there, Jorginho. Back into the middle, Allen. He'll pull it back onto the right foot. Back to Danilo at the center circle. LAFC again bunkered in defensively. Ortiz in the channel. Enrique with a turn. Tries the left foot to the top of the area. It's just behind Jorginho. Drops there just wide of a shot by Allen from 22. It got by Juninho, and Allen was waiting. Hugo Lloris was kind of planted at his spot. I don't even know if he saw the shot from Allen through the legs of Eddie Segura and wide by a whisker. Oh boy, might have been 2-1 there if it was another foot inside. Fans thought it was going in and still 1-1. Oh man, did that not miss by much. 89th minute, sub for LAFC. Frankie Amaya is going to check in for the black and gold for Mark Delgado, who's kind of been struggling a little bit after that one tackle where he was trying to win the ball away. Dug it out, but he kind of paid the price. He's holding his back, gingerly walking off the pitch, and Frankie Amaya will come back into this match as a substitute here. It's his third appearance all off the bench in this tournament. We're in the 89th minute, approaching the 90th. 1-1 LAFC and Flamengo. Boy, this game is lit up in the last 10 minutes. Long towards Giroud at midfield. Knockdown header there. Cleaned up nicely by Ryan Hollingshead. Dribbling down the wing. Giroud lays it off here to Hollingshead. Back to Giroud. Making the run in the corner. Giroud got options. Tries to cut it back, but it doesn't get by the first defender, Ortiz. Giroud puts up his hand. There was plenty of defenders back for Flamengo, in fairness. Giroud now holding the left ankle as he took a shot, but he does earn the corner kick for the black and gold. That was good work by LAFC. We're in the 90th minute. 1-1. Is there a winner in it here for LAFC? They got the goal late from Denis Bouanga, then just minutes later, Wallace-Jan right through the center of defense. The C's split a bit, and he beat everybody and beat Hugo Lloris. Denis Bouanga near corner, in-swinger, or out-swinger rather, towards the 6. Knocked down, still loose, and cleared by Flamengo. Up towards midfield, Palencia puts the right foot through it, back towards the area. It bounces all the way to Rossi. LAFC had a couple of guys who would have been offside. Rossi tries a quick punt towards midfield. Enrique can't quite control it. Cleared by Palencia, but it's blocked. Aaron Long gets a second bite of the apple, puts it out wide into the near side. 4 minutes of stoppage time. We're in the first. 1-1 the score. Denis couldn't keep that in play on the near side. Actually, they're going to say it was off of Matias Vigna. Wow. Denis Bouanga appealing to the assistant referee who agrees. Vigna's livid, but good hustle by Denis Bouanga, the goal scorer, and it'll be a throw-in for Palencia near midfield. Let's go for the win. 30 seconds into stoppage. Palencia throwing it towards Giroud, headed away and out of play by Leo Ortiz. The crowd still loving this match. Everybody in full voice. The 32-52 and massive support for Flamengo in Orlando. About a little less than a minute into the stoppage time. 1-1, LAFC and Flamengo. Flamengo trying to stay unbeaten. They have 6 points already. LAFC looking for their first point. As their tournament will end tonight, they want to end it on a high note. Hollingshead with a side throw in. Giroud knocks it down nicely to Amaya just outside of the 18. His cross comes in, deflected, top of the area, just past Denis. He wanted the handball in the area. Wallace-Shawn digs it out. Dribbling up towards midfield, goes out wide on the near side. Coming back to get it is Michael, and he'll play it all the way back now. Vigna back into the middle, Jorginho. He's the one who set up the goal to Wallace-Shawn. What a pass he made right through the defense. Really, really good crisp pass. Jorginho at midfield. LAFC back defensively. We're about almost a minute and a half through the 4 minutes. Squares it off Danilo and wide, not a Varela. Plays it back to Danilo. He's going to flip it, trying to 7-iron it forward. Header by Segura into the corner. Juninho, the sub, digging it through, and Smolikov has to put it out of play. And Juninho and Flamengo with a quick throw in. Varela squares it off, gets it right back from Allen to Danilo. Danilo's the right center back. He's 38 yards from goal. Off to Varela. Flamengo looking for a winner here. They're playing for the 3 points. No doubt about it. All night, these two teams have battled. Ortiz. Good block by Denis on the entry pass, but it skips out to Danilo. To Varela. Down the wing. Artem Smolyakov steps into the passing lane and wins it back for LAFC. Jesus to Segura in the corner, and Eddie's just going to have to pop it forward, looking for Giroud. Knockdown header there out wide. Good ball there. Keeping it in play was LAFC. Tillman. Back now to Amaya, and he'll square it off to Aaron Long. Palencia back to Long in the middle, just outside of the 18, and Flamengo still pressing. Segura. Not a lot of space. Eddie will cut it back to Jesus, but he's only 25 from his own goal. Nearly gets the ball stolen away. He held on to it too long. Palencia digs it out, though. Good forward pass to Amaya there, and LAFC are out of trouble to Denis at midfield. Early ball looking for the run of Giroud. Top of the area. Rossi reads it and comes out of his 18 to cut it off to midfield. Smolyakov can chest it down there and does, and plays it back to Segura. Maybe about a minute left here in this match. Is there a winner in it for LAFC? Smolyakov. Back to midfield, Segura. They're on the ball here, are the black and gold. Amaya. Back now to Aaron Long. Squares it off to Palencia, right near midfield. Pressured there, but he gets it off his foot down the wing with a 20-yard ball to Denis Bouanga in the offensive zone. Denis cutting back in through, trying to go through too many players there, to be honest. It deflects away to Ortiz, who plays it all the way back to Rossi, and now back into the corner to Ortiz around Bouanga. Probably 30 seconds remaining, maybe a little more. Back up to midfield, and it rolls right over the foot of Enrique, who took his eye off of it. Aaron Long cleans it up to Smolyakov, waiting at midfield, the left back. Short little ball there into the channel to Tillman, right around midfield, though, and he'll play it on a square to Jesus. He turns into trouble, gets it off his foot at the last minute to Long, and out wide to Palencia. Back into the channel. Good ball to Amaya, waiting for it. Frankie puts it on the right foot, just outside of the 18, out wide here to Bouanga in the corner. Denis trying to attack the 18. Touched away momentarily, but finds Jesus. He finds the run of Hollingshead. He thought about the early cross. Now he'll pull it back. Palencia waiting for it. He's got Hollingshead more out wide. And the referee blows the whistle as we hit 4 minutes. LAFC couldn't quite get anything going in the final moments. The two teams will shake hands near midfield. 1-1 the final as Flamengo has won Group D on 7 points. They will move on to the knockout stages. LAFC's tournament is done with a very good 1-1 draw. Denis Bouanga in the 84th minute. Wallace-Shawn tied it up 2 minutes later. So kind of representative of the tournament. Just a little frustrating for LAFC. They played well. They get a goal late, and they can only celebrate and really be in the lead for about 120 seconds. But the black and gold do stay firm and defensively play well. 1-1 the final, as these two teams certainly gave it their all in the heat and humidity in Orlando. Now, Flamengo have to turn the page quickly and get ready for the knockout stages. Yet another Brazilian side doing well, winning their group. And moving on, again, for the Black and Gold, they'll end with the 2 losses and this impressive draw. So the Club World Cup ends on a bit of a higher note. Good performance here for LAFC. They had a couple here, frankly. And that's not to say that Esperance de Tunis doesn't deserve some credit for that second game in the group. And LAFC certainly maybe would have liked that one back, but in the end, they get a draw here to wrap up Group D with the 1-1 against Flamengo. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. We're happy to bring it to you here on LAFC.com. It's been a pleasure. What a wild ride, a great tournament. And this thing will continue to be a great tournament. I really see bigger and better things for this Club World Cup in this format every 4 years when they do it. I got to tell you, you want to be in this tournament. If you are a neutral observer and you have a club that's not here and you're thinking maybe this isn't, no. You want your team to be in this FIFA Club World Cup, and congratulations, frankly, to everybody who's in this tournament. LAFC get a point in their final game. They'll leave the group stage with that one draw against Flamengo in a very impressive game against 2 strong lineups. Both teams put out really good lineups for this one, and LAFC can go out holding their heads held high as Didi Bouanga scores, then Wallace Yan ties it up 2 minutes later. That's how it ends late. 1-1 the final. Thank you once again for everybody joining us here at LAFC.com. We hope you enjoyed it. It's been a great tournament. LAFC didn't get where they wanted to be, but now they got to turn their attention to bigger and better things here coming up for the Black and Gold. We've got MLS on June 29th. Join us on ESPN LA and the ESPN LA app, 710 ESPN, for that game against Vancouver coming up next. Back in MLS play and a busy schedule coming up. The Black and Gold are going to have to be ready, and I know they will be. Thank you once again. Thanks to my producer, Mario Reeves, to Logan Buckley and everybody at LAFC, Seth Burton, and for giving us this opportunity here at LAFC.com. We really appreciate you for listening. I'm Dave Denholm. As always, thanks so much for listening, and go Black and Gold.